Yo, what's good? It's episode 5 of the No Mood Podcast.
Hey, what's poppin', blood? What's going on?
What's going, man? Hey, you can't forget, man, we got a special guest for today's podcast. Yo, introduce yourself, man.
Hey, what's up, y'all? It's Kai, aka
Hey,
Kai
nigga, you have to use your real name, man. You should alias. Come on, man.
Bro, that's not even my
Yeah.
full name.
Yeah.
Let me start again, okay?
Well, this man using his whole government.
Can't use your government name, man.
Oh, man.
I didn't
You don't
even-
know who's listening, man.
Oh, Jesus Christ. It's going to be a long podcast. I'll tell you that right now.
All right. What's your name?
What's your name, man?
Let me finish this time, okay? My name is Kai, aka Kai So Fly.
Castle
Okay.
aka Kai's the limit.
Ooh, okay.
Oh, no.
That's all I got for you.
Yeah, take this man away. Take this man away. All right, so let's get right into it, man. What are we about to talk about?
I'm about to talk about let's see what's popping on in pop culture. You heard that right? What's going on? What's popping in pop culture?
The pop culture.
All right, man.
It's
So,
popping.
Hey, that was pretty good.
that's pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Hey, you know what I'm saying? So,
That's going to go over some people's heads.
all right. So, anyways, if y'all didn't know, part 1 and part 2 of Finding Neverland, which is basically a series of documentaries going into the sexual assault allegation against Michael Jackson when he was alive, came out. I believe part 1 and part 2 came out this past Saturday or Sunday. So I didn't watch the documentary. Did you watch the documentary, Drew?
Nah, man. I might saw like a quick YouTube clip or something like that, but I ain't really watch it.
What about you, Smoke?
Haven't watched it. I don't know if I plan to.
Yeah, me neither. But I mean, I didn't watch it, but basically the little excerpts that I saw online from the documentary was it's pretty descriptive. They're just so basically two of what's interesting about this documentary is the people that were involved in this project, the victims that were involved they were actually called to the witness stand during Michael Jackson's trials, and both of the victims testified against the accusers. That basically their testimony was used to discredit the accusers. While they were called to the stand, they were asked under oath, did any point in time did Michael Jackson sexually assault you or violate you? And then both of them answered at the time no. So I think fast forward like 10 years, 'cause I think his trial happened in 2005. So fast forward, they're now recanting all of their statements. Both of them are saying, Michael Jackson did sexually assault us. The reason that we didn't, the reason why we lied under oath is because of the fact that he was kind of threatening us to not tell the truth, and we actually did care about Michael Jackson. Like, one of them said that they were in love with Michael Jackson.
You know what? I saw that in the clip. I actually saw that in the clip.
Like, that shit was crazy. But you know what? When people hear that immediately, they're gonna say, "Oh, they're lying." But think about it. In everyday life, right? Yeah. There are some people that are being abused in a relationship that will not testify against their significant other because they don't want their significant other to be in trouble.
And or fear what may happen.
What may happen afterwards.
Yeah.
So that was like, it was mind-boggling to me because, when the documentary first came out, I'm just like, oh, this shit is bullshit. Like,
yeah, why
would they, testify under oath that Michael Jackson didn't do these things, and all of a sudden,
flip flop later.
But now I'm thinking about it, I'm just like, what, that does happen. So
I mean, it makes a lot of sense. One of the key words you said, Mitri, was they were groomed.
Right.
They were, if you got Michael Jackson in your ear telling you everything is okay, telling you that what he's doing is right, it's pretty much going to seem right at the time.
Right. I mean, is that necessarily true though? I mean, like,
this is Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson. We knew he was weird, but
what about your parents? What about your parents? Like,
Bro, well,
yo,
that's
your
what we're
parents. Your parents is cool too. They cool.
No.
But it's funny that you mentioned that. That's what I'm gonna mention next. Two of the both of the accused for this project, both of their fathers committed suicide.
You serious?
I'm not lying.
That's crazy.
Both of their fathers committed suicide. Now, one of them was bipolar, so maybe that played a factor. But
hold on. Was that before or after they met with Michael Jackson?
After. Afterward.
That's crazy.
Both of their fathers committed suicide.
That is pretty damning.
I mean, but even if it was out there, but here's my point though. Like, my son is not going to be around that, and if he is around a man like Michael Jackson, like, I'm gonna tell him to report what he's saying. Like,
but it goes into the grooming thing that Kylan was talking about, because okay, so one of the accused, I don't remember, I'm about to look up his name right now. One of the accused this is how he met Michael Jackson. When Michael Jackson was going on tour for the Bad album, he had he stopped in Australia, and there was a contest. So basically, there was a contest held to find kids that would dance during Michael Jackson's show in Australia. Okay. That's how one of the accused met Michael Jackson. So he meets Michael Jackson, at this concert, and Michael's like, "Oh, I think you're cool. I want you to come out to Neverland." I want you to come out to Neverland.
Oh man, okay.
And we're gonna hang out. So Michael didn't immediately, allegedly, if the allegations are true, MJ didn't just like violate them right away. You know what I'm saying? He flew them out to his Neverland ranch in California.
Yeah, treating them nice.
Treating them nice.
Mm-hmm.
Facts.
And then what was funny was,
well, not funny.
Well, that's not funny. What's crazy? I'm sorry, it's not funny at all. What's crazy is that in the beginning they would hang out. He would fly the family out. They hang out. He'd buy them. He'd take them out shopping. He'd buy the family things, and he had these little sleepovers. So, initially when they had the sleepovers, apparently he would coach the victims on how to, first of all, there was a bell. He had a bell that would alert them when somebody was coming to the room.
Okay. Oh no.
So he'd have a bell that let them know if somebody's gonna knock on the door or whatever. And then he would actually coach them on how to, put their clothes on quickly and stuff like that in case somebody comes. So he was coaching in the beginning. So eventually, he would ingratiate himself with the family. But as, the relationship would get deeper and deeper, or, it would become sexual, he would slowly isolate them further. Like,
it's not very difficult to do. I mean, imagine, so these guys grew up to be, one is a choreographer.
Right.
And another one had a career in movies.
Right.
Okay.
Now, imagine if you're, a young man or whatever, you got a son, and he wants to be a basketball player. And then Michael Jordan in his prime says, "Come out to Neverland Ranch." Y'all going the hell out to Neverland Ranch. And y'all gonna have and you're gonna keep sending your son there until he becomes the best ball player in history. And when that doesn't happen, it's too late. By the time it doesn't happen, it's too late.
I don't doubt that, right? But what I'm saying is that, listen, you can tell what some fucked up shit is going on. I don't know if I would ever be comfortable.
I mean,
the only way that that shit would happen only once, and I can pick up on the signs.
But as a parent, you're okay with your child spending the night at another man's house?
No.
If it's goddamn Michael Jackson.
No. I mean, you listen. I can understand because of the fact that the family lives in Australia and he lives in Neverland Ranch.
Okay.
Unless he's willing to fly. I mean, if I'm not there, that's what I'm saying. If I'm not there and it happens one time, I can understand. But he's not. He didn't. The kid just didn't come by himself. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. The whole family's there.
Okay.
And yeah, you letting them sleep in the same room as Michael, as a grown man.
The whole family is at Michael Jackson's house.
Yes.
and they're like, okay, you can sleep in this man's room. That's
First
okay.
of all,
That's
first
cool.
of all, let's look at it like it is. Michael Jackson may be a grown man, but he never acted like a grown man.
Right.
Never
Yeah,
acted like a grown man.
that's true.
You never saw him, kissing up on girls, or
That's
like
true.
he never displayed too much
I don't think I ever
sexuality.
seen him
Except
kiss
for,
the girl.
That's true.
that's
You know,
what I'm
that's
saying.
crazy. I don't think I ever seen him kiss the girl.
Nah, I don't.
On video.
I don't really think so.
There's videos.
And so he's just a weird, quirky guy.
I
who's
mean,
taking an interest in your son.
but
Okay.
But you know,
That
you would
sounds
hear
creepy.
stories-
Did you hear what you said? That sounds creepy.
It's creepy, but
A weird, creepy guy that's interested in your son.
It's funny though. But let me ask y'all this. I mean, we hear stories about MJ. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he went out with Brooke Shields. Apparently, he married what's her name? Lisa Presley, which is Elvis Presley's daughter.
Okay.
I hear people like Bobby Brown talk about how much of a player behind the scenes that he was, because I read Bobby Brown's book, and he talks about when Bobby Brown came on the scene. Because remember, when Bobby Brown came out in '88, it was him and Mike, basically the two biggest artists in the world. So they were kind of like had a little rivalry thing going on. So when Bobby was going out with Whitney, Bobby claims that Michael was like, "Damn, man, I give you credit, man. I wanted Whitney, man. I was gonna go after her." Like kind of a cocky, guy shit.
Yeah.
We talk about grabbing pussies now, but cocky guy shit. Like, what you got with that girl, man? I'm looking for it. But we never seen him kiss a girl. Like,
this is true.
And the mother of his kids said that they never had sex.
But where are you going with all this? This is my question. Where are you going with all this?
Like, what I'm saying is that I think these allegations are believable. Like I don't know. Like there's some credit. I mean, there's some suspicion you have to that you should raise about the way he interacts with children.
Yeah, no, definitely for sure. But now how many like cases did he have? Like,
he had 2 cases that went to trial. I mean, his situation is kind of similar to R. Kelly. The only difference is that when he's dealing with white children. Like, he's dealing with white children, so
okay, true.
When you're dealing with white children, something's gonna happen.
This is true.
Like, and 2, he pay off. There's some cases where he paid off. He settled with the families, but there were actually two cases that went to trial. The first one happened in, I believe it was '93. That was when he was at the height of his career. And the second one happened in '05. So it was basically after '05, that was like it for Michael Jackson. Like, I mean, he's an icon, but after '05, he was kind of like a pariah. Like, you can't really come outside.
I wouldn't say pariah. He was definitely hounded, but black people still like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, of course.
White people still like Michael Jackson.
Yeah, I think everyone still liked Michael Jackson.
No, well, I'm saying up until he died, for you to be bumping his music, kind of like how we're doing R. Kelly now. That's how Michael Jackson was towards the end of his.
I don't think so. And I'll tell you why.
I don't think it's the same.
I'll tell you why. Because at one point during this whole trial thing, right, Michael Jackson went away on vacation, right, and they said, "Bet, we got him. Let's raid his house while he's gone."
Right. They
raided the house and found nothing. That's what a lot of people said. You know what? I'm just gonna take it to believe that he's innocent.
Okay.
That is true. They did raid his house,
and they found nothing. They found nothing.
They found nothing. No, I mean,
I don't think. I thought they found something. Didn't they find like porn? Was it child pornography?
Did they?
Actually, no. I don't think it was. I think they found porn. I don't think it was child porn. I think they found pornography.
They just found regular pornography.
I think so. I think it was regular. So they probably did find nothing.
Then that's. I mean, that's him. But that's fine. That's legal.
That's legal.
That's what I'm saying. If they raided anybody's house, they find. If they raided anybody's house,
I take that back. Because they found child pornography. That would have been it.
But it wasn't child pornography.
It wasn't child pornography. It wasn't.
So wait, so do y'all believe the accusations that these that they're making now? Do y'all think it's just like, why do you think they're doing it? Do y'all believe it?
I'm gonna have to wait.
I'm gonna have to wait too, but you know the thing, the sad part about Michael Jackson, right, is unfortunately his behavior. All right, first of all, I'm gonna ask y'all. This is question I wanted to go to. Should we treat Michael Jackson in the same light as, you know, R. Kelly, Mr. Robert Kelly, and Bill Cosby?
No.
I mean, well, R. Kelly and Bill Cosby were clearly and very guilty. There's no question. There's no debate about it.
Exactly.
It's video evidence. I mean, Cosby. Didn't Cosby say he did it himself?
Cosby didn't say he raped it.
Cosby didn't say
he said that.
he said they took whatever Quaaludes and stuff willingly, but he didn't say he raped them.
He took a Quaalude willingly. Okay, all right.
No, but at the time, this happened in the 70s with Cosby.
Yeah.
So there is some merit because they did everything in the 70s. They did Quaaludes. They did fucking,
unethical is unethical.
They did Angel Dust.
We do not support what this man Dimitri is saying.
What? I'm not saying it's right. I'm saying it happened.
Okay.
So it's not far fetched to be like they wanted some Quaaludes or some shit. It's not far fetched at the time they're alleged. Now you did that shit. Now you want something because nobody is gonna do actual Quaalude, but. Well, am I lying? Did people not do drugs in the 70s?
Drugs
Is it a stretch to say that? Okay.
Especially for rich people.
Okay.
When did you guys believe that Bill Cosby did it?
There's just so many. There was just so many of them.
Yeah. And there's a lot of people coming forward. I was like, you know, at first I was like, you know, he didn't do it. And then you got a few more like, maybe he did it. And then after a while, you just like, dang, man, he did it. Like, damn.
It was just too many.
Damn, man.
It was just so many of them.
You talking about Cosby?
Yeah.
Oh, man.
It was good.
And the settlements, you know, some of the details of the settlements came out. Yeah, that's probably when it was over from Cosby.
Exactly. I was like, yes. I'm like the dude who did Kids Say the Darndest Things, him? That Cosby?
Yeah, Cosby. Yeah.
Exactly. And so
like,
until there's that much evidence, I'm not gonna put Michael Jackson in the dirt.
I mean, but to me, but
here's what y'all. I mean, all right. Let's talk about Michael Jackson versus R. Kelly. So, I mean, do y'all agree that money plays a factor into, you know, how much coverage?
I mean, like popularity and status.
I'm not talking about popularity. I'm talking about money plays a factor in, you know, when these allegations come out. And because listen, as we know with this whole crash situation, there's a lot of, you know, billionaires that do fucked up shit on the low. And part of the reason why we never hear about it
Patriots
is
dude.
Yeah, the Patriots owner, Robert Kraft.
Yeah.
A lot of them have like quirky, eccentric lifestyles out of the spotlight. But part of the reason why they're able to keep it out of the spotlight so long is the fact that they're because of their wealth. They're able to pay these different people to keep quiet.
I agree. No disagree there.
So Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson, I didn't know this before. Michael Jackson owns the publishing to his catalog. He owns his masters and the Beatles masters.
No.
He owns the Beatles, the masters of the Beatles. That's the reason. That's one of the reasons why his relationship with Paul McCartney soured. It's because of the fact that Michael Jackson owns their publishing.
I don't believe that.
No, you can look it up. It's a fact. I'm dead ass.
I'm pretty sure.
How did white people let him get away with that?
Because it's Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is bigger than life.
I mean, that's ridiculous.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it may be that he has a joint deal with Sony to that, but he definitely owns at least 50% of the Beatles masters. At least. Jesus. And he definitely owns his masters. So his masters alone is worth billions. His estate is worth $1 billion.
But the people who came out with that documentary, they're not suing Michael Jackson's estate, are they?
No, they're not. No, they're being sued. But
they're being sued.
Well, by Michael Jackson's family?
What?
By his estate. By his estate lawyers.
Yeah.
Okay.
So.
Oh well, HBO is being sued.
HBO is being sued.
HBO.
Yeah. So, I'm saying Michael Jackson owns his masters.
Mm-hmm.
His masters alone is worth upwards of in the billions of dollars. You would put his masters and at least half of the Beatles masters. This is the Beatles we're talking about. You know how much fucking money this man had?
Ridiculous.
And granted, you know, up until the point he died, they claimed that he was in debt, but I don't think he was really in debt.
I don't think that's true. There's no way he was in debt.
He had? This nigga had giraffes. He had giraffes. He had an amusement park.
Yeah.
He had gorillas. He had hippos.
Steve Harvey once said a joke where he said, half of y'all niggas don't even know where to go, who to call to find a giraffe.
Yeah.
For real.
Much less get a giraffe.
Get a giraffe.
Yeah.
And you know, there's footage you can find of Michael Jackson just walking into a store. He's like, you know, I want this, you know, I want that. And like, just give me everything.
So you're saying that played a role into the brainwashing?
In the brainwashing and the fact that he's kind of be able to control the narrative better. Okay, let me ask you a question, right? Michael Jackson and R. Kelly get arrested, right? Michael Jackson get arrested in 2019.
All right.
Right? R. Kelly can't afford bond. Do you think Michael Jackson can afford bond?
Hey, R. Kelly can't afford rent.
He can't afford rent. Do you think Michael Jackson can afford bond? You know? Do y'all think... Listen, I think money plays into part of controlling a narrative. R. Kelly can't afford bond.
At least it did back then.
Yeah.
At least back then.
If they had smartphones back then, this might have been a whole different story.
It would have been a whole. You got text messages, catalogs, and stuff like that, man. That's a whole different ballgame.
I disagree. Slightly because there's a lot of guys right now that are, you know, are in the spotlight because of what's going on with Me Too and stuff like that. Russell Simmons, right? Did y'all hear what happened to Russell Simmons?
No.
Russell Simmons got accused of rape. That nigga fled the country.
Yeah, he did.
He did. He literally left the country.
Oh my god.
He didn't say anything.
He didn't know. I mean, he didn't. I mean, his representatives filed a statement, but
okay.
he left the country.
No.
I mean, here's a question: I don't have to believe it just because he was accused.
No, I don't have to believe it because he's no.
And
what
I don't
I'm
have to
saying
believe
is-
these people just because they're accusing Michael Jackson. It's okay. First of all, I always hate when documentaries. I like documentaries to be fair. I like documentaries to be objective.
Okay.
I don't like documentaries that, you know, take a side and then try to push that narrative through 10 episodes of, you know.
Wait. But
especially when Michael Jackson is dead, you can't even get both sides of the story.
Exactly.
But listen, I'm playing devil's advocate, right? What you just said, right? You don't like the movies doing, you know, pushing one side and not the other. Did they not do that with the R. Kelly documentary? I'm not fighting for R. Kelly. I'm just saying.
Yo, this man is dead, all right? Let this man
No.
rest.
I'm asking y'all, what's the difference? What is the difference?
R. Kelly ain't dead, all right?
R. Kelly's not
So
dead.
if R. Kelly was dead,
and if you saw his last interview, that man is very vocal.
But listen, if R. Kelly was dead, right?
Yeah.
What do you think would happen? Now, are you saying it's because Michael Jackson's dead? We can't have this conversation.
I mean,
what if R. Kelly was dead?
Nah, I'm just saying.
I'm not saying. Yeah. Go ahead. Andrew.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying, just like because he's dead, like why are we even bringing this up?
No, I'm not talking about that. I'm saying R. Kelly. What if R. Kelly was dead and this documentary came out? What would you say?
And this, oh my gosh, man. I don't know, man. I don't know.
Will we give him a pass? Because that's listen. Mike is a god to me. Like Michael Jackson is bigger than life. I feel like he's the greatest musician greatest entertainer who ever lived.
I don't know.
I'm not gonna say musician. I'm saying the greatest entertainer who ever lived is Michael Jackson.
If we can ask people to tear down Confederate statues from 100 or 200 years ago, then we should be able to look into Michael Jackson.
Yes, that's what.
From 10 years ago.
That's a great point.
Okay,
that's a great point.
That's fair. That's fair.
That's a great point. I feel like we give him a pass because of the fact that he's dead. Because listen, I remember when the second trial happened. Like after the trial at 2005 ended, he was found not guilty. We wasn't really feeling Mike as a whole as we do now. We didn't really feeling Mike. I mean, he was being like ridiculed.
I mean,
he was being parodied on all the TV the same way Dave Chappelle was making the skits about R.
He did.
R. Kelly. He was getting Michael Jackson would have been memed if memes exist.
I mean, but is there any like definitive evidence saying that Michael Jackson is guilty?
There's no video evidence.
I mean, so then we just speculating. Why are we speculating on a dead man? Like, we're
just speculating. Ever since Michael Jackson's "This Is It" came out, everybody was cool with Michael Jackson. Okay, exactly. Why are we going back?
Yeah, I feel like with R. Kelly, there's definitive evidence, so there's no speculation whether he was dead or alive. There's video evidence. There's people that can testify and say what this man did. Well, Michael Jackson.
People that can testify on Michael Jackson.
Who? Well, let them come forward. Let them come forward.
They did come forward. Some of them came forward.
I'm gonna need to see a little bit more proof, and if you give me that proof, I'm open to it. I'm open to it. Because I'm not just gonna listen to you.
Yeah, right now it just sounds like people just slandering a dead man's name without any proof, and
that's a fact.
I don't know if I agree with that.
But again, we say.
And guess what?
Listen, I'm talking about art. We talking about you have R. Kelly and you have Michael Jackson. Both of them have been accused of the same crime, right? So everyone says for Mike, Mike was tried before. He was found not guilty. Let him live.
Yeah.
R. Kelly was found not guilty in a trial. So why? And Cosby, right? Well, Cosby doesn't really fit the situation because he went to trial. The one time he did go to trial, he was found guilty, so he doesn't really count. But what is the difference in the treatment that we're giving Michael and R. Kelly? A lot of the people that put out the documentary about R. Kelly, some of them, I don't know if all of them settled, but some of them settled out of court. Some of them went on to say, some of them went on to say, what's the difference? Some of them went on to say, R. Kelly didn't do this to me, and they flip-flop and say, he did it to me. I mean, he did it to me. Which is the same thing.
Settling and taking hush money is much different than having somebody on their own accord take the stand and say Michael Jackson is a great guy.
There's a difference.
That's a big difference.
There's a difference.
Giving some, Trump paying that porn star off is a big difference from her coming out and saying, "Oh yeah, Trump is a great guy." That's a far cry. Giving somebody money and telling them to be quiet is a big difference between them saying, "Oh yeah, this is a great guy." I don't think. I mean, R. Kelly and
but legally you're obligated. But legally you're obligated when you settle not to speak on the terms of the settlement.
Nobody settled in the Michael Jackson case.
No, not in those direct cases, but there are other cases of him paying people to settle.
Did he really?
I mean, settling with people. No, there are cases
where he settled.
Now, you could argue that, because another thing we have to acknowledge about Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson was a weird guy. He was an icon and he's a legend, but the life that he led outside of music, whether he did it or not, he kind of made himself an easy target for all these allegations to come out. Because if you have a guy,
he made himself an easy target.
Easy target. No, what I'm saying is, like he kind of made it. Target. Yeah. No. I mean, not the act of just inviting him to the mansion. You sleep in the same bed with them. You go on TV, sleep or whatever. You kind of make yourself he made himself too accessible, in my opinion.
Let's just. I just think it's best to. Wait until all the facts come out.
I need more evidence to make a clear.
Well, I'm just saying, what's the difference between? But let's talk about that later.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't know. I say we need more evidence for it.
We need more evidence and right now more MJ side. That's all I'll say. Let it be known.
All right, then we'll just have to wait for evidence.
Y'all want to go next topic?
Yeah. Let's talk about.
Let's
talk about serial. We're talking about serial rapists. Let's go into serial cheaters.
Yeah. Get this man Mitri out of here.
Let's talk about. So I heard about Tristan Thompson and this Jordan Woods girl that's getting clout.
Yeah. So,
absolutely.
Yeah.
So all right. So the story comes out. Let's shout out to TMZ, man. TMZ is
TMZ
is always there.
Always there.
Right somehow they always got the news somehow from some source. Man.
So TMZ put out a report that that's what I remember. They put out a report saying Jordan Woods and Tristan Thompson were spotted making out, kissing and stuff like that. And apparently there's some truth to that because I think all the Kardashians unfollowed Jordan Woods.
Yeah, okay.
And she had like a makeup line with her bestie,
Kylie, right?
Kylie Jenner, and that got taken down. I mean that may not be a result of that because they said that they was taken out way a little before that. But basically, any association that the family had with her,
it's now been like gone or severed.
It's gone, yeah. So she was apparently she's good friends with the Smiths, Will Smith and Jada Smith, the Smith clan.
Don't bring them into it.
Yeah. So, anyways,
well, they brought themselves into it.
So Jada Smith has a show I think it's called Red Table Talk. It's gotten some really popular. It's on Facebook. So they had her on to kind of share her side of the story because Jada and apparently Jordan Wood's dad was a sound engineer on the Fresh Prince. So Jordan's dad and Will Smith were tight.
All right.
And it's one of those relationships where the parents are tight, so the kids are tight. So Jordan Woods knows Jaden and what's her name, Willow Smith, and that's how she met Kylie Jenner, was through the Smiths. So Jada and Will consider Jordan her kind of like their surrogate niece. So Jada gave Jordan a platform to kind of share his side of the story. And
okay, all right.
I mean, listen, I kind of felt like Jordan was getting a bad rap because Chloe was everyone's trying to blame her, and I'm just like, Tristan's a grown ass man. Like,
that's
what I'm saying.
That's true.
Come on now.
This isn't the first time this happened.
Exactly.
Man,
black men don't cheat.
Shut the fuck up, man. I'm tired of that shit. But basically, listen.
After he had already been caught cheating.
Yeah, he's already been caught. Listen, Tristan doesn't like a nigga that don't want to be in a relationship.
Yeah.
When you don't want to be in a relationship,
man,
you start making yourself like an easy target.
I'm not gonna lie.
But that's not what I think. The problem that people had with it was that Jordan was so close to the Kardashian family. How you gonna do that to one of your best friends?
No,
exactly.
If we ever tried to hook up with one of our best friends' girls, that's ridiculous. That's unexcusable.
Listen,
well,
I'm not saying what she did
with Kylie, right? Not necessarily
not Chloe, but still, that's kind of messy. That is kind of messy.
I mean, I'm not best friends with your brother though. I mean, like,
but it's messy with the fact that she's always around them. Like, she's always around them. You know what I'm saying? It's just respecting. Like you, for example, like, say I start messing around with because we have brothers.
Yeah.
I mess with your brother's girl. I've been to your house.
Yeah.
Let's say I go to your house like every day.
Yeah.
And like I'm around your family. I'm eating up your food. I'm using your TV. You know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Typical shit that, you know what I'm saying, I get away with because I'm cool with you.
Yeah.
And so, it's not just your brother's girl. It's your brother's girl who's had a kid.
With your brother. Yes.
Exactly.
Who's had a public falling out.
Yes.
Exactly.
That's kind of messy. Listen, I'm not saying Jordan's not at fault. Obviously, that's dirty. That's skanky. That's some Tatiana shit. But what I'm saying is Chloe, right? Chloe and her little Kardashian hive or whatever that shit's called. Why are they not that energy that they're having with Jordan? Why are they not keeping that energy with Tristan?
That actually, Chloe came out. Chloe tweeted, one of her last tweets was that she was being hard on Jordan and that it was Tristan's fault.
It's both their faults, man. I mean.
So you guys believe what TMZ came out with first.
I didn't even see what TMZ.
I do. Oh yeah, I do believe it. And this is where I'm going. You didn't hear? You didn't hear?
No. What did TMZ say?
I don't think they came out with anything. Did they? Was there like video footage or whatever that came out?
No video footage, but they definitely reported lap dances.
They did report it, and then somebody acknowledged it.
But here's the thing, though. Cheating is a 2-person act. Y'all both take the blame.
That's what. Yeah.
Is that my view. It's that simple,
right?
Like there doesn't need to be a whole debate about it. One person can't just cheat and another person not cheat. It's 2 people are involved.
I agree.
You're like, oh man, she was all up on it. Then why'd you move? What you mean?
No, but right. We're not denying that. It's not what we're discussing. We're discussing her little appearance on Red Table Talk
where she was
Jaden Smith.
Oh my god.
She was lying.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry. I watched it. It was bad.
It was bad.
How bad?
Jada like she wanted to smack the shit out of Jordan during the broadcast.
Jada was talking to her like she was her auntie, bro.
Really?
Right, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Cause she was saying some shit like, "Oh man, like
every time Jada asked a question, basically Jordan would say something like, "That's not the way it happened, but this did happen."
Right,
that's not the way it happened, but that did happen. Goodness gracious! Every time I thought she was gonna redeem herself, she came with that big butt and had to ruin it for herself.
Oh no, nah.
And I said, listen, if only half the truth is right, then it's probably more of the truth is right than what you're sharing.
But listen, this is what got me. She's like, all right. So long story. I'm gonna narrate the story. So okay. You have Jordan. You have Tristan. They're first of all, Jordan goes to dinner with her friends. Now, AKA, they're getting ready to hold.
Absolutely.
Who goes to dinner with your friend? Like, you go to dinner with your friends and then go to a club. No.
No, that's not.
You go to dinner before a club.
What's wrong with that? These people are rich, Dimitri.
You go to dinner before you go into a club.
They don't cook for themselves.
Listen, this is LA we're talking about.
I ain't never been to LA and I don't live that lifestyle, so I'm gonna give him a pass on that.
You go to dinner. Right. Listen, me and Colin, we going to the club, right? We're gonna go to dinner before we go to the club.
Let the record show that they received a pass.
Yeah,
I'm asking you a question. I'm calling you a question. This makes sense, right? I mean, we wouldn't do that. I'm gonna ask you, Colin. We're going to the club, but before you go to the club, we're going to dinner. Now, why do girls go to the dinner? Why would girls go? Why would she go to dinner before going to the club? But fuck that. It's not the dinner part. Why do you think people go to the club?
Let me ask you one question before I answer that.
What?
Do you buy food at the club?
You don't.
I definitely don't.
You eat before you go to the club. But listen,
and where do rich people eat? At restaurants, at dinners. So I think up to that point, the story is fine.
Yeah, I think it's justified. I think it's fine.
Right. Let's go to the next part.
All right, the club. So
okay,
I was at the club, and
talking like that.
I was at the club.
Yeah,
and then they said, "Hey, yo, Tristan's here. He wants us to come sit." Okay. So, all right, let's pause for a second. So, should that raise a red flag? Right? Should that raise a red flag?
Red flag.
It's not a rhetorical question. It's not a rhetorical question. I'm just asking you. Should that raise a red flag?
Yeah. Wait. So they arrived at the club separately.
Yes.
And
Jordan and her friends and whoever Tristan was there.
Jordan with who was Jordan with Kylie or not?
No.
Oh, well, that's a red flag. I thought Jordan was like with Kylie or something.
No.
Wait,
No.
and who was Tristan? Was Tristan with Chloe or was Tristan by himself? Where's Tristan?
They were both by themselves. They were both with people that they were just.
That's a red flag.
It's a red flag. Keep in mind that only gets worse from here.
Yes.
Okay.
So I'm not asking a rhetorical question. I'm just asking you what's your opinion. So boom.
Okay.
All right. So Tristan was there. So we're hanging out. Some of us are dancing. Some of us are just drinking, having a good time. So the club is about to close. So we're leaving. And one of the friends says, "Oh, Tristan's having a party." Now, listen, Tristan doesn't talk to her directly. This is the funny part about this whole thing. Tristan is not talking to her directly, right? He's sending his little messengers to speak to her, like, "Oh, by the way, Tristan's having a party at his crib, whatever crib he has in Los Angeles. We're going. Oh, by the way, he also told us to invite you to come." All right, I'm gonna pause. Should there be a red flag?
First of all, the way you're describing it and the voice that you're using makes it sound way more sinister than I think it is. There's no little messengers or little flies that he's sending out to twist his little plot. There's no plot. It was just that Tristan Thompson was having a party, and guess what? Jordan decided to go. Bad decision, maybe, but she didn't commit anything wrong at that point.
No. Jordan didn't decide to go. Okay. Tristan sent his little minions or whatever.
There was no minions.
All right, a messenger.
No
he sent a messenger.
There were friends of friends. If you hear somebody's having a party, there were no minions that told you. It was just a friend that heard about it.
But a messenger, right?
But hold on. I mean, I feel like so like Jordan and Tristan, like they obviously like seen each other like prior to that. Like they obviously know who each other are. So if they're having a party and they're like, "Yo, come through." The way you describe it, you make it sound sinister, but like if you think about it, it's not that bad at 3 that point. At 3
It's not that bad at that point, and especially because this is not an apartment party.
Exactly.
Okay,
it's a party.
It's a mansion party.
Exactly.
And in a mansion party, you don't have to see the person hosting the party.
And it's not like he's saying. It's not like he's saying, "Oh, you come, you individually come." He's around a group of people, right?
Absolutely.
No, but he invited the people, right? Okay. And then said, "Oh, by the way, make sure Chloe comes." I mean, not Jordan. Chloe comes. Make sure Jordan comes.
Make sure.
I didn't see those words.
Make sure Jordan.
Well, he didn't say make sure Jordan comes. He wanted to make sure. He wanted to make sure.
See how he's putting in that?
He wanted to make sure. He wanted to make sure Jordan was invited.
Okay.
Is that a stretch? Is that a stretch, Walls?
It's not a stretch.
Okay.
He wanted to make sure Jordan.
And the little part where he said make sure Jordan's invited. And
wait. But who said that though? Who said? Wanted to make sure Jordan was like, "Oh, whose words?"
Nobody said that. Don't worry about that.
Whose words that came? Whose mouth that come out of?
That was Mishu's words.
No, Jordan said that.
That's what Jordan
said that.
Okay. Here, may not be lying to you. Okay. Yeah. So what happened next?
She may not have said he sent his minions. She's not gonna say it. He said his minions. I'm bullshitting, but she definitely said that.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Her friends were made aware of the party.
Okay.
And basically Tristan wanted to let her know that she's invited.
Okay. All right. Okay. Then what happens?
Right. And you know what? Let me talk about that for a second, because if you're at the same club as somebody, right? And you know that Jordan is friends with the girl that you cheated on. You want to have a party, but you don't want anybody to feel isolated. So what do? You send out a specific invite to make sure that nobody feels like they've been shunned. Because really, if he didn't send her that invite, she might not have known that she was invited because one of her best friends or one of her, somebody she knows had a falling out with Tristan. So if he didn't send that invite, low key, she might have been like, "Man, maybe I shouldn't go. Maybe I'm not invited at all because they're not on good terms." But maybe he just sent that to extend an olive branch and say, "Hey, you don't need to be excluded from this."
All right, that's fair.
Man,
I don't think anything has been done wrong at this time.
So moving on.
Actually, I don't know. Wait, is
given his about mind you,
not even that. But
he has
But just think about his position. This man has a child. Like, what are you doing out? Like,
not just his position, his history. Knowing his history, does his history play a factor into your decision to go or not to go to the party?
I mean.
Would that not play a role?
Let me know what happens next. Let me know what happens next.
Then. So, all right. we're at Tristan's house.
Y'all seduction.
We're at Tristan's house.
Okay.
We're smoking. Everybody's having a good time. And lo and behold, somehow Tristan's sitting. I'm sitting next to Tristan. And his leg is over my leg. Let
the record show that if Dimitri ever pulls any crimes, they will play back this podcast and they will say that sounds like the voice of a killer.
Ew.
All right, his leg is over her leg. All right,
how did we get here?
I'm just paraphrasing the whole thing, but
okay. The worst part about this part is that basically in the interview, Jada asks, well, they said that you were sitting on his lap and that you gave a lap dance. Is that true? Jordan responds with this. Oh, I was not sitting on his lap at all. That's a ridiculous accusation. But my legs were over his legs, so it might have looked like that.
What did you just describe?
Listen, that's every time she interjects one of those butts, it gets worse.
Oh my god. Yeah, that's awful. All right.
All right. So what does that sound to you? My leg was on top of it. It's like you sitting on his lap.
That's exactly what it sounds like to me. I don't know what else that.
And that's why Kyla said she was like auntie. Because if you ever try to lie to your auntie,
yeah,
like why people slap the shit out of me?
Yeah, she. Damn.
All right.
Damn.
We're getting closer to the show.
Get closer. So, y'all want me to narrate it still? Or you want to tell the story?
Keep going.
So, all right. My leg is on top of his leg.
Why did I get rid of this?
My leg is on top of his leg. And I'm just paraphrasing. And we didn't have sex. But we made out.
Is that what happened?
That's it. I'm paraphrasing because I know she was bullshit.
Let me tell the end of the story.
You tell
because I don't
story.
think that you got it exactly right.
Wait,
basically, they got really close. They got really close at that night. They were talking the whole time. Her leg's on top of his leg, but and one of the things that she said
I gazed
was,
into his eyes.
We were drunk, but she remembers clearly everything that happened. Okay. People were saying that she was blackout drunk.
Yeah,
but she said no, that's not the case. Then people were also saying that Tristan was going around taking people's phones who were in the room with
What?
I forgot.
Yeah.
That should raise a flag.
That's a flag.
She said I didn't say anything like that. Well, that's because his guys are sneaky, okay? But and finally, here's the nail in the coffin, all right? She goes to leave, right? And she says, and she admits, this is where I messed up. She goes to leave, and then she says, no, we did not make out. Here it comes. But he kissed me on the lips as I left.
What?
And Auntie Jada says, were you surprised? I wasn't surprised at the time. Excuse me?
What? You should have been surprised.
You should have been surprised. 2 minutes later, she says she was surprised.
Oh my god.
She doesn't even have her story straight. Listen.
Let me talk my shit real quick. We were talking. We were drinking. We looked at each other. And we kissed. We didn't make out, but we kissed. And that's it.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Listen, somebody needs to get Tristan Thompson the fuck out of here. That nigga's a creep.
No,
you got a whole kid. You said,
like, what are you doing, bro? You got a straight child, bro. Like,
you got a straight child. What the fuck are you doing having a party? You don't have
exactly.
A kid.
Like,
listen,
like,
I feel for the repercussions that Tristan's life and his mom's life
I don't feel for
have
anybody,
on the child. But after that, I don't feel for anybody.
Yeah,
you have it right. I really don't care. I really don't care about any of these people. Listen, this is just another day in the life of these people. And we just came from a topic where we were talking about possible rape and child molestation. Yeah, I don't think I really care, buddy.
Wait, who reported the whole thing? Was it one of the friends or
TMZ?
How did TMZ?
TMZ is on the
No, but you know
page.
that's the funny part about this whole
Who
thing.
they got?
That's the funny part about this whole situation, right? No video footage came out. The reason why this story was verified was because the people involved verified the story. So it's just like, I don't know. For me, if I'm in the spotlight, thing about the Kardashians is if you notice, they don't allow things to come out about them unless they want you to hear about it.
Okay.
So that's why this whole situation is kind of weird to me, because it's just like, you don't have to. You can settle this shit privately. You don't gotta go on. You could, like, you don't gotta go on, Red Table Talk and air out your dirty laundry.
And that's the reason why I refuse to care, because some people, I mean, I don't know if I necessarily believe this, but this is definitely one of the things that just makes celebrities even more bigger. Even bigger. All we're doing is talk. All people are doing is talking about them. They're in the news. They're on talk shows. They're here. They're there. They're on Twitter. This is just free publicity for these people. I should not be giving it any of my energy.
Yep, I agree with you.
You want to hear about it?
I think what happened is that Jordan fucked up the money. That's what happened.
She did.
Jordan fucked up the money.
I was like, Kylie, your best friend, and she's been giving you like cars ever since you were a little child. She's been giving you extravagant gifts. Why would you even risk that?
Yeah, she fucked up the money, and she realized, oh man, I gotta figure out a way to try to remain relevant.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, I'm just gonna, I'm just gonna air out my dirty laundry.
Just gonna ask Auntie Jada,
right?
Put me on this show.
What do you think should happen to the relationship right now with Tristan and Chloe?
Tristan is the one that's handling it correctly.
Tristan don't want to be in a relationship.
Listen, Tristan.
It's Chloe who's keeping them.
Chloe said that Tristan was talking to her all privately. Everything that Tristan has said has been directly to Chloe, and they're handling it behind closed doors.
But fam, listen, I don't mean to hate. Listen, based on his behavior, does this man look like he want to be in a relationship?
Nah.
He is in a relationship, regardless. It doesn't matter.
This man don't care.
This man don't care.
It doesn't matter if they're in a relationship. As the father of a child, you're in a relationship, regardless. It doesn't matter. It's not like it doesn't necessarily have
does
to be
he want to be an exclusive
or a romantic one, but
relationship with
Chloe?
No, he doesn't.
Okay,
that's a dub. But that doesn't mean that you can make out with one of her close friends, one of her friends at all.
I'm not saying it's right, but listen, if he really cared about it, listen. Obviously, now this goes into kind of the dark side of Hollywood and stuff like that. I mean, how much do we really know about these people's lives? I mean, it could be that Tristan can fuck whoever he wants, and Chloe doesn't care.
It could.
He just has to. He just can't fuck friends of the family.
Exactly.
Or just not get caught.
You can't fuck family or friends of the family.
As a grown man, without a ring on his finger, without a commitment, as far as I know, he can fuck anybody he wants.
He can.
Is it morally right for him to, want to? It's not really Tristan's fault. I'm gonna be honest with you. It's not, because listen,
he was caught red-handed. A sex tape came out.
Let me take you through it.
It's not his fault for cheating.
No, I'm saying
who did he cheat on? He's not in a relationship. The only person.
That's not what you said. That's not what you said.
Wait, hold on. I thought he was in a committed relationship with Chloe. Yes or no? Chloe thinks they're in a committed. I think the boundaries of the relationship need to be defined.
Okay, let me define it. So back about a year ago, Tristan and Chloe were engaged and they were about to have a kid. But right before the kid comes out, I don't know if they're engaged or not, but right before the kid comes out, it was found that Tristan was cheating.
Yeah.
They break up, and they have the kid, and life goes on. And they don't, their relationship kind of ends there. That's a year ago. And now this happens a year later. They weren't together.
Listen, the first time he cheated, he didn't even do all that shit.
Have they been spotted together though? I feel like they have been since
I wouldn't know.
I don't know.
But check this out, right? The first time that Tristan got caught, he didn't even go through all these lengths to keep this shit secret. Nigga just walked in the club, walked out with like 2 broads, and then that's how they caught his dad. That's how they caught him. What's 6'10", nigga? You know, it's gonna come in the cut. You can't be in the cut.
Let me get back to what I was. Basically, what I'm trying to say is, and here's some evidence. On February 26, 2019, Khloe Kardashian posts a hot picture on Instagram. Tristan comments, "HOT, hot," and nobody likes it because they weren't together and because he was a cheater. So that's basically telling me, all right, they're not together. So that's telling me that.
We don't
romantically.
We don't know the confines of their relationship. Like we just speculating. We don't know that though.
What are you talking about? What more do you need to know? They're not together. We have to go off the evidence we have.
But likes on the Instagram post isn't evidence. That's just likes on an Instagram post.
True. That's true. I don't see. If your man is getting disliked on Instagram because of a post,
disliked by who?
By all the fans, all the people who
the fans don't really know.
But they don't know. No,
what's going on.
So you guys think she was together?
Listen, I don't think that. Listen, honestly, I think at this point, at best, they're considered friends with benefits. Let's be honest with you.
But if they weren't together, why are you even making a big deal out of this? Like, why does it even matter?
The big deal doesn't.
It's not a big deal. It's just hilarious to me.
It's just like it. Like it shouldn't be. It shouldn't even be headlines. It's like I
don't think the big deal it should be on Tristan's part because he didn't have even if he was friends with benefits, he doesn't have loyalty sexually or romantically to Khloe. Exactly. But you know who does have should have loyalty? Jordan. And so I think that
and be fucking up the money, Jordan.
I think that Jordan's at fault. Tristan, he really didn't do anything wrong.
I'm not saying Jordan's not at fault. What I'm saying is, if you're gonna put the same energy about Jordan, I'm gonna let you finish. I'm gonna say this. Yeah. You put out the same energy about Jordan Woods talking about you broke up my family. Nigga, what family? Like, what family? Like, imagine you grow up. What family structure is that? You grow up, dad goes out every night. Yeah. You know, he's not home. He may come home with a girl you don't even know. And, they're having sex. And, they just go out life as normal. Like, that's kind of excessive to me. If you got that same energy about Jordan Woods, have the air out Tristan Thompson.
I'm gonna agree with Kylan. If Tristan Thompson is not in a relationship, if he can in fact do whatever he wants, and those are the whatever, like rules about
stipulations,
rules about their relationship
of the agreement.
if that is the case, then Jordan is at fault. Yes. If that is the case, Jordan, but if it's not, then they're both at fault.
And I agree with
that. I agree with that. I can go with that.
Right,
somebody lied to their auntie. No, I'm just kidding.
all right. Let's move on.
All right. Jussie Smollett. It was
Talk about liars.
It was a tough month for black people last month.
Yeah, Black History Month.
All this is just getting to the truth. Black History Month is over. They've canceled it for next year.
Okay, I just straight canceled. Oh man, black people.
Jussie,
man.
You did us wrong, man.
Does anybody want to go through the whole thing?
Let me go through it. Listen, I just want to say before we begin this discussion, I just want to say to the viewers listening to this podcast, in the words of the great Charles Barkley, America, if you gonna commit a crime, don't use checks, okay?
Please,
don't use checks.
So one night, Jussie Smollett.
Go to the ATM.
Yeah.
Go to the ATM and just get it over with.
Just get some gas. Yes. All right.
And if you're looking for some black guys to beat, if you're a black person, you're looking for a black guy to beat you up, just go on Liam Neeson's block, man. You
just find Liam Neeson.
Find Liam Neeson.
But I think we should start at the beginning because that's where it all really goes back. Okay. So
you go.
A week before the alleged attack. Okay, malicious attack. Okay. A note was mailed in to the set of Empire. Now, this note was looking real suspicious because it was basically one of those like killer serial notes that they send in on the movies, where each letter is cut out of a magazine.
Like a 5th grader did it, dog. I was like, yo, you can't be serious.
Okay, now
I was like, people really do this? This is what we doing now?
That's a fact. But really, nobody had even heard about that. Okay, I didn't hear about that until after the attack. And that's exactly when Jussie got pissed. Okay? He said, people are fake threatening my life and nobody even cares. We're gonna have to take it.
Wait, that's why he did it. I heard he did it because he wanted a raise or something.
I think he
wanted more. He wanted
the whole
more
thing
attention.
was orchestrated because he wanted a raise because he wanted more attention.
Wait,
but
so he orchestrated the note being sent?
He orchestrated the note.
He orchestrated the whole thing. Shoot.
Oh wow!
He orchestrated the note, and so because the note did not get him the clout he wanted.
Yeah.
Okay. So he says, "Well, I gotta move on to step number 2. My dash really."
Wait, did he post the note on social media?
Yo, watch this man. I'm about to drop a music album. Yo, watch this man, dude. I'm telling you, man.
All right, but Smalls, continue the story.
So a week after the note, after nobody, because listen, that note was not news. That note, nobody had heard about it. And so a week later, randomly, out of nowhere, in the middle of the polar like plunge or whatever they're calling it up in Chicago, Jussie Smollett is chilling at his crib, and it comes out that he was attacked. It comes out, we see hospital photos.
At a subway.
we see Jussie Smollett crying in a video. Mm-hmm. And basically his story is this. He went out at 2 a.m.
Mm-hmm. In Chicago.
At a subway. Don't forget the subway.
In Chicago.
In minus 20 degree weather.
Yes.
To go to Subway, which is in walking distance of his house.
All right.
He says he was hungry and Subway is the only thing open. Note to everybody, Subway is open 24 hours, okay? All right? So, as he was on his way to Subway...
sorry, Smalls, I'm going to cut you off. This is Chicago. This is not... This ain't fucking... Arkansas or some shit. Like, you can find something open at 3 a.m., man. Yeah. You can find a chicken spot.
I mean, this is the thing. We don't got delivery these days.
Exactly.
That is true.
Yeah, I was just about to say. I was like, why'd you just deliver something? Like, why would you take a stroll out at night at 3 a.m. in 20-degree weather? I'm ordering food.
No, Andrew. Negative 20 degrees. This is different, okay? Regardless, this is the story. This is the story he wants us to believe. He went out in the weather. He's walking, you know what I'm saying? He's keeping his head down. He's trying to stay warm on his way to Subway. He gets a sandwich. He succeeds at getting the sandwich. He's on his way back now. He's got the sandwich in his hand. 2 people come up to him. And he's told multiple accounts of this story, so this is where it gets dumb. But basically, they come up to him and they say, "Hey, Empire." He says, "Well, I don't respond to Empire, so I keep walking." Now, somebody says Empire here on the show. Empire, you're gonna listen, but whatever. He says it. Then they say, "Hey, Empire, faggot nigga." Okay. I apologize to all of the listeners for saying those words. I had to illustrate it that time, but I will not say it again.
Oh my god, it's so ridiculous. It's ridiculous.
It's ridiculous. So he says, "Hey, Empire, F word nigga." All right.
And wait, why are you saying why? How come you wait?
Wait a second.
Wait, I'm offended. Why would you use the F word to describe faggot, but you don't use the N word to describe nigga?
Hey, we are all African Americans here, all right? I can't continue with the story.
I am a black man. How dare you take that with a ring?
I'm joking, but continue.
Okay, so this is that's what gets his attention. That's what gets Jussie's attention. Okay, so Jussie turns around. Now these people are approaching him, and they say, they clarify, "Aren't you that F word nigga?" On
why you keep saying it?
Yeah, let him tell the story.
On Empire.
Say F word, N word, please. If you're gonna censor yourself,
I'm gonna censor myself the way I feel. Aren't you that F word nigga? that's on Empire. Now they don't even know his name at this point. That according to Jussie, they're just saying F word nigga. But they're out in the middle of the night and they attack him after they say that. First, one of them punches him, and what does he do? He punches him the fuck back. Okay? But then they overwhelm him. By the time he's come to, He's crying. They run off. You know, he kind of fought them off, but he's crying, and when he looks down, I got a noose around my neck.
So dumb.
And the other thing is there's bleach. He feels like he's wet and it smells like bleach. It's burning his eyes. So what does he do? He goes home. He doesn't call the police. He calls his manager. All right. And his manager meets him at his house. Okay. The manager shows up to the house and Jussie's in the kitchen eating the sandwich. The manager said, "Why haven't you called the police yet?"
Yeah.
And then the manager proceeds to call the police. Okay. Police show up. They look in the kitchen. They say, "Why haven't you taken off the rope yet?" Jussie says, "I wanted them to see." Okay. I wanted them to see the rope around my neck. Okay, because I don't have the rope as enough physical evidence and stuff. And people fall for it. People took it hook, line, and sinker.
And that they did.
When it first came out, Democrats running for president jumped on the story and said how disgusting it was that the attackers.
The
attackers. They yelled MAGA country. Okay. And
in Chicago.
In Chicago. This is MAGA country in Chicago. And they're not only racist, but they're homophobic. I mean, this is the freaking story of the century. And people are buying it up. And I did too.
Yeah, me too.
Gosh.
Until it comes out that the attackers were not actually two white men yelling MAGA country, but two Nigerian people, Nigerian bodybuilders for that matter, who were paid by Jussie.
And they appeared on the show.
And they were featured on the show before, and one of them trained Jussie, so they knew him well. Paid to attack him. Okay, so this definitely isn't MAGA country, all right, anymore, people.
This is definitely dumb.
How did you guys feel when you saw the picture of the black guys?
I was mind boggled.
I was like, bro, you serious?
These
guys would say MAGA country. These guys? Come on.
Hey, MAGA country.
To Nigeria, man. Come on.
I mean, when I first heard they were black, I'm like, man, I was like, the person that came to mind was like, I don't know if y'all seen the show, but the Boondocks. Remember Uncle Ruckus?
Oh, yeah,
I thought we was had some Uncle Ruckus looking motherfuckers. God.
It was disgusting. And when I saw it, I was like, okay, this is starting to look weird, but whatever.
Yeah.
Then I saw Jussie get on stage at one of his concerts, like maybe less than a week after, talking about, I fought back, I'm the Black Tupac.
Yo, he said that. I was like, bro, what are you saying? Black Tupac?
What?
Black Tupac? What does that even mean? Who are you?
He said, I'm the Black Tupac?
He said, I am the Black.
No.
He didn't say Black Tupac.
That's gay. He said the gay Tupac.
I'm the gay Tupac.
Okay.
And that's why I said he's gonna drop an album. I'll tell you. He's gonna drop some music.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my gosh!
But really, what seals the deal is when they find the check. They take the police take this really seriously, and they investigate. They investigate the Nigerian brother's house because the Nigerian brother said, "Fuck Jussie, I'm telling right here, right now."
Exactly.
They went to jail and they came out the same day, next hour.
They say you didn't say jail was in this deal. Nah.
That's a fact, and they only paid them.
But you know what the ironic thing? You know what the ironic thing about this situation is? I don't know if this is true or not, but from what I read online, I heard that like they were just being held. Like, you know, you could be held in jail, but if they don't have anything to convict you on, they can't hold you forever. There's like a maximum amount of time. Right. I think right before they gave up Jussie, they're about to be released because the police couldn't hold them on anything else, and they just snitched.
You're probably right about
that. Which goes to show you. Listen, viewers listening to this podcast, if you're doing some illegal shit, Don't involve Nigerians.
Yeah, get out of here with that. Get out of here with that, man.
That is not the message.
That's not the
Because they will rat you out.
Nah, bro. I'm not doing jail for nobody. It's as simple as that. All right. I'm not doing.
The message is exactly what you said at the beginning. If you're gonna be involved in some criminal activity, don't let the police raid the house and find a check. Okay, not only a check, but they found bleach and rope.
But what was the whole point of the bleach? Like, what was he trying to say?
Bleach his skin or
bleach his skin?
I guess I don't know.
Yeah, a lot of people around the world bleach their skin. So
I know that, but he's already like he's light skinned. Like,
it's so stupid. And then you're just like.
That's a good point.
Like, who would just approach someone like, "Oh, ain't you that with that
Empire
F nigga from?"
Okay, we
Empire.
gotta stop that shit, man.
Wait,
say the whole...
ain't you that guy? Wait, and
don't you say it?
And these guys have a noose on them. It's 20 degree weather, negative 20 degree weather in Chicago at night, and they can identify this person at night. I don't know if you guys ever walk out at night at 2 a.m. You can't identify nobody.
Especially not when they have scarf, hat, gloves.
Exactly. And you're not looking to. All right.
And you're not looking to. And you definitely didn't know that he was going to go to the subway at 2 in the morning. So I don't know how you would be waiting there with the bleach unless you assaulted another black person a couple of days ago.
But you know, the funny part is we're laughing at this shit. But the guy's an actor. Like, what you think about these? You get paid to tell a story that's believable. Like, I just don't understand how none of these things we're talking about how they didn't factor into the equation.
Listen,
but listen, another thing that's funny too is right. Another thing I kind of put the nail in the coffin, so to speak, was the fact that they have video footage of Jussie shopping.
They do. Oh my god!
All that shit that they tried to use for the stunt, they brought it together.
Exactly. They had them shopping for it, like
together.
Like, how stupid do you gotta be?
What's even funny is there's a dude that you see that, but the funny part about it is. There's a guy that you see, like, as they're buying the materials, he's shoplifting.
Why did this guy have to do it during Black History Month? And just why in general? I like what's people gonna do for you?
I don't know. Apparently,
people were doing. I think it was going his way for a couple of days. It was going his way. He was getting publicity off of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, what was he gonna do with this publicity? Like, what was he trying to? Like, what was his goal?
You said it. He's coming out without a gay Tupac album.
I'm joking. No, but seriously, it's just like, what's the master plan? All right, I'm gonna get my publicity. Then what?
Clicks, views, in this day and age are literally money. That's crazy, if you can bring views to something, if you can make yourself have a bigger audience, you're worth more money.
I mean,
that's the way it is nowadays.
This is probably not the best example, but I mean, look at Meek Mill. Like, granted, all the shit that happened to him was factual, but
yeah, before
he went to jail. Now, think about what happened before he goes to jail. Did he? I don't think he had the same attention that he had before he went to jail.
I don't think he did. Nah, he definitely did.
I mean, we was clowning him for the whole Drake situation.
People were clowning him. This is very true.
We were clowning him, and what I'm saying, he was working his way back.
That's just your world tour, your girl story.
This is where I think it becomes. It's disgusting because it makes black people's stories and gay people's stories about being attacked look bad.
Yes, it does.
Not only that, but when he was given the interview, they showed him video of 2 of the suspects. He looks at the video and he says, I think that's them. I hope the police get those sons of bitches. He was willing to let those 2 random people that he didn't know in that video go to jail for his lie. That's disgusting.
You know what? I think it should happen. I think whatever time those 2 men were gonna get for getting falsely accused of that crime, he should get that time. I think that should happen to him.
This is a hate crime.
It's not a hate. How's it a hate crime? You can't say if the crime doesn't exist. Crime doesn't exist.
It's a damn lie. It's a fabrication.
It's a lie. It's a crime, but you can't say it's a hate crime,
bro. I'm telling you, bro.
It's a manipulation of the media.
He was gonna let 2 innocent white men go to jail, man.
It's obstruction of justice. It's
a hate crime, and you know I don't want to say this. I didn't want to have.
You can't call it a hate crime though. Who is he?
It's a hate crime against MAGA people.
Oh please!
You know.
Oh my god!
You're not wrong though. Nah, but he's not wrong though. It is, bro.
MAGA are not a people.
Nah, bro, you can't say that. I mean,
well, that's debatable.
I mean, you may not like them and their political opinion, but I'm not gonna go ahead and wish jail on somebody. Like, come on now.
Well, yeah.
Jail it made their whole camp look like. I mean, they already looked like that. But made them look like racist homophobes. Listen, they already look like that, people. Okay, but it made it look worse.
Exactly, bro.
You can't just slander a party like that. That's disrespectful, and it's wrong, and it makes everybody look.
Even granted that is even if it's true, you can't do it in that fashion.
Because guess what? Now the MAGA people, and now they're saying, well, if that's false, and what are all these other things that people were talking about us? Those aren't true either. We're not really racist, homophobic.
I hope it's not a slippery slope. I hope it doesn't end like that.
It's not a slippery slope. They're gonna be like, we try to tell you news is fake.
They've been trying
to tell us all along.
The next time somebody comes out with a story just like this, it's gonna be a case of cry wolf.
Yeah.
Say.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to the next topic. Let's go to music.
What?
So it sounded like
fun. Gay Tupac. What you talking about? We're
off this. We're off this.
Oh my God.
This is a disgrace.
Yeah. I am like
a gay Milli Vanilli.
I'm like the gay Tupac.
No, he's the gay 6ix9ine.
I kept it around my neck because I didn't think they wouldn't believe me. Like why would someone? I'm like, it's bad. It's bad. All right.
We're going to music, man.
All right, we're gonna go into music.
All right, yeah. So if I didn't know, Offset just released the album called Father of Four. And what's interesting was during his press run with the Breakfast Club, if y'all don't know the Breakfast Club, one of the members of the Breakfast Club is a nationally syndicated weekly radio program where they interview all the who's who in pop culture. So one of the hosts, Charlemagne, the God, with an emphasis on the God. Charlemagne, during that conversation, Charlemagne tells us that basically, like, he was kind of shocked about, the subject matter that Offset dives into, looking back on his on history with the Migos, because when he's rapping as a member of the Migos, they talk about lean, their grills, the chains, they have all the cars they have, and Offset's like basically saying, I think that shit's gonna be over with soon. I think you can't spend your whole career talking about the same shit forever. You got to talk about,
that's facts.
Some content, some actual subject matter.
Yeah.
And what he says, I think content rap is making a comeback. What do y'all think? Y'all think content rap
never left? When did content rap leave? I mean, you could argue, yes, like that type of trap rap, that rap about drugs and money. You could say it got played more, but the content rap is still there. I mean, if you look on your hip hop sites or you follow your underground artists, these people are still making these rap songs.
What do you guys mean when you say content and rap? Okay, so look at me as a normie in the music industry. People have talked about their drug past and the life that they lived when they were selling drugs. And they actually live those lives, so why doesn't that count as content?
Right. I kind of slippery slope. I don't think it's the fact that what about they rap about. It's like the. I mean, earlier let's be honest. You need to have some lyrical ability in like the early days of rap to kind of stand out. You have to have some. It's not about what you talked about. It's how did you put the words together. Okay. Like you couldn't just sound like Blueface. You could have say bust down Tatiana. People look at you like really that's all you have. Like I need more like
Wait, are you saying like conscious rappers? Like
I'm not saying a content. I'm just saying like technique. You have to some level of technique.
You talking about
Not content. I'm talking about
you talking like skill?
Skill.
Like,
Yes, skill.
Like
He's
you know,
talking about
like
skill
like
and
you know,
style.
like
And style.
to rap
Yes.
at 16.
Style. Yes.
I mean,
Talk about storytelling.
Storytelling. Exactly.
and all those
Right.
areas.
Like if you look in sports, right?
Uh-huh.
You don't see any half-ass basketball player. Like
That's
you
true.
don't see any people who's truly like trash. Like you just pick them up.
I think-
off the street.
Kwame Brown.
I think that's basketball is a sport, and this is an art, and it can be interpreted in many different ways.
But basically, it doesn't matter if it's a sport or not. Basically, the people who are at the forefront are the most skilled. Is that a stretch?
That's a stretch.
Music,
That's
sports.
That's a big stretch in music.
In music?
Well,
people at the
obviously
forefront?
now-
No. In sports, okay. In sports, that is very fair. Sports is very skill based and it's very objective.
Okay. All right then. So I'm just saying. Okay, granted, not in music, right? Basically, certain things would not come out on the radio, right? It wouldn't just gain traction.
I mean, of course, like whatever is like whatever you can play at like a club or some type of function like that is gonna get more plays.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm going into. So, all right, what was we talking about? what was I leading?
I don't know where you was
So
going.
basically, I think that's what we talk
You were
about when
talking
we say
about
content
style.
rap, right? I think that's what we talk about when we say content rap. Like, it's not about just the fact that I think you was talking about money and drugs, not the actual subject matter.
Not the subject matter.
It's just skill.
Just the actual is making a comeback.
Yeah, skill.
I think it's interesting because as somebody who's been outside of, who doesn't necessarily listen to rap all the time,
Yeah.
or listen to music all the time, there's always been this. I've always heard about this like war between old school and new school, and progressively throughout history, it seems like old school has always considered themselves the content rappers, the people who are telling the real stories. You know, it's a little bit slower, it's a little bit more wordy, and as we've progressed, you know, it's gotten far and farther away from that. And so now there's an old school versus new school, mumble rap versus, you know, lyrical rap.
Yes.
And the people are saying that mumble rap is going out of that. And that people like Chance the Rapper.
Chance is a bad example. I don't think we should put Chance in that category.
Chance is an
who's the
industry
dude?
plant.
Chance is not a mumble rapper.
I'm playing.
Okay, J. Cole.
Okay.
J. Cole is taking back the rap industry. People like that who being more lyrical, that making a comeback. Is that what you're kind of alluding to?
Oh yeah. No, basically no. I mean, we can't say guys like Cole's not is making a comeback because Cole's not making a comeback. Cole's always been Cole. Cole's been doing
Cole's
this
always
thing.
But his
there.
style of
He's always been
No,
there.
I'm talking about the overall style.
The overall style. I mean,
I'm talking about the game overall.
I'm saying like with the social media era in general. I mean, what's gonna get played and what's people gonna listen to is party music with not much lyrical content or style involved, and that's just the era that we're moving into. I don't think that's gonna go away.
I'm not saying it's going to go away, but do you think we'll see more and more of the, you know, style, you know, lyricism will kind of, we'll see more artists who kind of employ lyricism into their content.
See it where? Because I could argue that it never left.
Like your mainstream, we'll see more mainstream artists.
Mainstream?
I don't think so. I don't think that it's not going to make a resurgence or come back. The younger people are getting older, and the younger people like the mumble rap.
So do you think?
True.
So do you think as like so young people like mumble rap, right? So is it safe to assume that the artists who make mumble rap are young?
They like exactly.
So
they like
do
the
you
mumble
think-
rap, and they like the trap music.
So do you think as they get older, right, their content will change?
I mean,
I don't think so.
But here's the thing. they were like solidified off their current style.
Right.
You can't just change up your style and expect people to still rock with it, or you may not even have the talent to even change up your style. And you could argue a lot of these people don't even have talents. How many times?
Who are you, Childish Gambino?
Didn't Lil Yachty or Uzi like go on a radio show and they asked him to spit a 16 and he couldn't do? He said, "Oh no, I'm not gonna rap on this old beat." They don't have the talent to begin with, and then when you switch it, and when they'll get exposed. So I don't think the current rappers can change their current style. I think they'll fade into dust, and the content rappers that have already been there will just start getting more plays.
Whoa! I don't think that the young people like that style.
I'm saying if there's
like Lil Uzi.
I'm saying if there's an eventual shift in music, because I feel like that there has to be at some point. Maybe not
music
now.
has shifted. I mean, rap is popular music.
I mean,
people who are listening to mumble rap now aren't gonna.
I mean, in style of rap, like style.
Okay.
Like sooner or later there will be a shift in some direction. Because a lot of people say that rap started with party music and then progressively went to lyrical music and then it went back to party music. So I mean,
but the people who listen to each genre stayed with their genre. It's the people that disappeared, not the music itself. The people followed that genre all the way to his death, and the new people came in and was like, "Oh, we like this other thing," and they followed that.
Now we can't quite say that because hip hop is a young culture. I don't think everybody's dead though.
Listen, Snoop Dogg ain't rapping as much anymore, right, buddy? Okay.
Right.
He's not.
He's not rapping as much. He's Snoop. I
So
think
we
he's
can call that
Snoop
the-
Lion now. I think he makes reggae.
Stop. I think he changed his name back to Snoop Dogg. I don't even know what that man did.
Cut that out.
Cut it out. Oh man. I don't know.
Hey man, I mean, listen, the artists now. Granted, I think with this era of music, we're not gonna have as much. Like 10 years from now, we're not gonna have a lot of artists attain like as attain a longevity in the likes of like a Jay-Z, a Nas, a Wayne.
I mean, if their lyrical content will get played, I mean, because no artist coming out today is going to or ever get that much respect because they simply just don't deserve it.
Right, I agree with you.
I don't agree with that.
Say
I'll tell you why.
Like who? Like Cardi B won our album of the year, but hip hop heads know that she didn't deserve it. Like you're not going to get the respect from people.
The only reason that people got so big back in the day is because people didn't have iTunes. People didn't have Apple Music. People didn't have Spotify where they could listen to any song they want at any time. People listened to that same song on the radio every day, and it got so big because everybody listened to it that they became legends.
Yeah, but
there's no more radio anymore.
But here's the thing about a legends. Here's the thing about legend. You gotta be able to keep it up. Every mumble rapper that's come out has become irrelevant. Fetty Wap, where is he now? Uzi Vert, where is he now?
Okay,
Ugly Guy, where is he now?
Use Uzi as an example.
The list goes on. Think of every rapper you was listening to about 4 years ago. Where are they now?
You know what? I think you're right about that. You know what? Those names that you that's a fact. I think it might just be because this generation coming up has a short attention span. They don't have.
But I'm just saying that they don't have the skill to even maintain
I agree with you.
that
Part
talent.
of it is skill. I feel like that's the reason why they kind of. I mean, it's like you said. Our era has the young generation in our era has a short attention span.
This generation hasn't produced anybody that's stuck. That's anybody.
I don't think anybody. Come on, man.
I mean, no.
They're not capable of it. They're not capable of it.
I don't think. Come on.
We were the last generation of people that were capable of producing someone who could stick, who we followed through their life.
They don't have the attention. There's some artists that establish themselves in this new era. A Boogie has a solid fan base.
I mean,
he's gone. He's gonna be gone.
But how can he's been here for like 4 or 5 years?
Gonna be gone.
I don't know. It's a hard subject. I mean, because like you got someone like Cole who's
Cole.
I mean he's been in a lot of plays recently, but he's been in the game for like
but he's never been in
time.
He's never been in the game for for radio play. That was never his strong suit.
That's true.
I mean, he did have songs that are on the radio, but
but right now there are artists that are better than Cole right now who are just not getting their radio play.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you.
That's fair. That's true. I don't have time for those.
My whole stance with those people, right? My whole stance with those people is, right, I have no problem. That's a true statement. But I mean, at the end of the day, music is a business. Like, you gotta play. You can't just be in music. You gotta, like Jay-Z always says, right? Because people always criticize Jay-Z because when Jay-Z first came out with his first album, Reasonable Doubt, it was all content driven. Like, some people say it was like one of the best hip hop albums of all time because it was just purely rap. Like, he's just rapping his ass off.
Yeah.
But you know, for his later albums, it's not that he didn't have content on his albums. It's just the fact that, you know, he had at least one radio record.
Yeah, I think no, that's definitely important. You have to be able to mix up the content with the ignorance. Like like what's a classic album right now? Like Kendrick Lamar, Good Kid, Mad City. Perfect example. That is one of the most lyrical albums you can listen to. But if you play a couple of tracks on there like at a party or a club, it's gonna pop because it fits that dual role.
Right.
And I think a lot of these conscious rappers or lyrical rappers or content rappers who are out now need to figure out how to pursue that dual
Just
role.
have like one song. Like, your whole album doesn't have to be, it doesn't have to be an exact, half and half mix of the ignorant content and the conscious shit. It's just that you have something that draws attention towards yourself.
So
and once you have that attention, then people will gravitate towards your content, and you'll stand out.
Are y'all arguing that even though party music, club music, mumble rap, stuff like that is great when it comes to dancing and stuff like that, the problem with it is that it doesn't have longevity?
You're right. It doesn't have. Yeah,
it doesn't.
It doesn't.
It doesn't. And it's almost the only person who sustained that is Drake, to be honest.
Yeah.
Who's sustained longevity by changing up his style, and
yeah,
he's the only person. But it's not sustainable if you chase a trend. Right. Chasing a trend, it just isn't sustainable.
Like,
that makes sense.
Like this is what I'm saying. Like, okay, I mean, even back in the good old days of rap, the golden age of rap and hip hop, right?
What age you talking about?
It doesn't matter. I mean, when people say, like, I remember.
Are we talking about P Diddy? Are we talking about Ice Cube? Or are we talking about?
We're talking about
all right. We're talking about pre-Soulja Boy. Okay, we're talking about pre-Soulja Boy. Okay,
I don't know.
All right. Anyways, regardless,
you're talking about Lil Romeo.
All right, regardless. Oh my god. All right,
G Unit.
I can't. Nobody says G Unit was hard. 50 was hard, man. I can't. Nobody says, man. From 03 to 05, 50 Cent was that nigga. I don't care. Nobody says.
Okay.
All right. But anyways, what I'm saying is, some of the time music people consider like the age of lyricism or whatever. I don't care what it is. You could think lyricism was in the era of Ice Cube. You could think it was in the era of P Diddy. You could think it was in the era of Jay-Z, Nas, whomever. Yes, people have better skill in terms of rhyming, like we're putting words together, but they know how to make songs.
That's very important.
There are people who can rap their ass off,
like Cassidy,
but they don't know how to make songs. And I kind of resent that statement because Cassidy had a hit. But I'm just saying, by and large, there are people who are more skilled, technical wise, are better than some of the people we consider great rappers. They don't know how to make songs.
Making a song is really important for sure. Now, there's a lot of battle rappers who try and shift into rap,
and they can't.
They can't make a song.
Yeah, that's what I keep trying to tell you about your man Anonymous.
Yo,
he can rap his ass off, but he can't make a song.
When his EP drops, I'm gonna link it to you. I'm gonna link it to you. When his EP drops, I'm gonna link it to you.
But that's what I'm getting at.
Yeah.
With other people. So I feel like if people make better songs, then it doesn't have to be in the mumble rap vein. Like, you don't have to be like, Yada, Hannah Montana, boom, boom, whatever. Like you had to repeat the same thing 3 times. Just come out with a good song. You know what I'm saying? Have a little melody.
I don't know, man. It's just
come up with a good song.
Yeah, I think the thing that carries it is like people will get tired of dancing to the same thing, grooving to the same thing. But what's gonna make you remember it is saying something that people resonated with.
Yeah,
and people can get back in that. People can remember that feeling when they hear your song.
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like for like in this day and age, you need to do something to stand out because like you could say like a lot of people were in it back then, but with the age of the internet is so saturated. Like it's like, why do you think someone like Blueface or 6ix9ine stand out? Because they look crazy, and people are like, oh, okay, let me see what this man is about. That's what it is.
I mean, but
like you gotta grasp someone's attention, and it's getting increasingly harder to do as time goes on.
Yeah, but
that's a fact. I don't think you have to be common making songs like Glory. Okay,
right,
but you definitely gotta have something to contribute to people's hearts and minds.
Right. Listen, I don't have a problem with people, trolling and like using the internet to get attention. It's what you do after you get the attention that matters. Like 6ix9ine, right? 6ix9ine's problem was he took this shit too seriously. Number one, he took this shit too seriously. Like the goal is to make money, and right, and the way you're gonna make money is make music. So the music, to me, he could have stopped doing the trolling and just live off his music afterwards. If you chose to, like that album that he put out is a decent project.
It had some hits on it.
It had some hits. So what I'm saying is that, like, you could tell that 50 Cent was like the inspiration for guys like 6ix9ine, because when 50 Cent came out, right, 50 was going against everybody.
He was
going against Jay-Z. That's how 50 Cent's name came out, because 50 Cent put out a diss about Jay-Z, and Jay-Z came out with a response. He says, "I'm about $1. What the fuck is 50 Cent?" So when you hear what that is, you're like, who the fuck is 50 Cent? And not like, oh, he's not bad. Like, you get about him.
I mean, but 6ix9ine didn't go to jail for trolling.
No, he didn't go to jail for trolling. What I'm saying is, I'm not mad at him for using trolling.
This man was actually in the gang.
He didn't go to jail for trolling.
No, he didn't go to jail for trolling. What I'm saying is that
he trolled the wrong people.
He trolled the wrong people.
Lil Reese said they was waiting in the airport for him.
Right.
You can't troll the streets and get away with it. I'll tell you that right now.
No, he could get away with it. Listen, 50 trolled the streets. Let's not say you can't troll the streets to get away with it.
6ix9ine.
No. It's just that he blurred the line. He blurred the line between trolling and reality.
Okay.
50 was trolling with the intent of, once I make it big, I'm gonna just get the fuck out of here. Like, yeah. Like, yeah. I'm saying I'm gonna beat you up and shoot you, but I'm not gonna actually do that. Like, 50 Cent hired off-duty cops as his bodyguards. Like, 50 Cent wasn't dumb. Like, 50 Cent, you ain't gonna catch, even if 50 say he was gonna hurt a dude, you're not gonna catch him on wire. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he kind of blurred the line. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying.
So these artists can use, they can put tats on their face. They can say Tatiana or whatever to kind of gain momentum. But the only way you gonna maintain that momentum is if the music speaks out. Yeah.
Let me ask you this, because I mean, because we're all decently hip hop heads, but like, what is, like, who's the last artist you could think of that got popular who didn't have some like crazy gimmick or thing about him? Like, what artist?
Drake.
No. That's too far. That's too far.
I mean, Bryson.
That's too far.
Are we limiting it to rap, or
let's do rap? I don't want to bring up R&B, because R&B is like, because
I can tell you people who did have a gimmick.
Logic? Can we say Logic?
Logic. I mean, but Logic's been in the game for a while though.
But he's kind of after the Coles and the,
you know, Logic doesn't count because he's white. He doesn't count.
We're not gonna let's not talk about that.
No, because like the way hip hop works is just you're automatically going to attract to someone who looks like you when we're talking about almost anything. And like Logic isn't a bad rapper. Logic's a pretty good rapper. Like Under Pressure was probably one of my favorite albums in 2014.
But you know that is
so
I
I can't necessarily like I don't want to say Logic is getting the Eminem treatment, but like he's getting some degree of that for his success.
I think I know what you're trying to say. Like, am I right by saying that what you mean is that, like, for artists who are not white to attract the audience, that they can't behave like, they kind of have to do some outlandish shit to kind of get attention. That's
they gotta be a stripper like Cardi.
They gotta be a stripper. They gotta have tats over their face.
Yeah, but I was saying, like think about the last artist who came out who wasn't outlandishly crazy, who got big. Like think of one. Like you really
or looked kind of put out their appearance. Like
there's some gimmick about them, something. Like no one's just like straight just raw talent.
Is ASAP? ASAP, what? He's not really new.
I don't think ASAP is new. I don't know. I can't think of it. That's
you know what? That's crazy.
Like yeah, man. That's food for thought for anybody listening to this podcast, man. Food for thought.
Damn, that's true. Give me a second.
Oh man, just to think about somebody, just a regular rapper who just got bars or just doesn't have anything crazy about them. No type of gang, just to do rapping. Like
I can't think of it.
Like you can't, man. Everyone has something crazy, man.
I really can't.
That's
yeah. You either gotta have one eye, you gotta do something.
You gotta have rainbow colored hair.
Man. You gotta say some crazy stuff on the internet, man.
You gotta have a clown on your face.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta have nose piercings.
Exactly, man.
Piercings on your tongue. What man is gonna put a piercing on his tongue?
Exactly.
Oh man.
You said I can't name white people.
I know you can. You can't name white people. Do that.
You can, but I don't. All right, who you got?
Anderson .Paak.
He's not white.
Anderson .Paak is
like,
not
he's
white.
Not rap. He's not a rapper.
Anderson .Paak.
He's that's it. Oh, Tory. Well, can we split Tory Lanez?
He's not a rapper.
Tory.
I disagree.
Okay.
I mean, he's in rap battles now. He's technically a rapper.
Is he really?
Well, come on. That was kind of a good look for Tory. Getting a rap battle with Jordan Lucas.
I don't think that's what people know him for though.
Nah,
he's known for singing.
But Tory's been out for.
He's been out for a minute. He can rap.
Tory can rap. He can.
I think I might.
He raps it. He's kind of like I'm not saying he's on the level of a Drake, but I'm saying in terms of technique, he's kind of does what Drake does, which is 50% rap, 50% music.
50%.
Some albums, it's kind of skewed to one way or the other, but
I don't know. I feel like Tory's just he's been around for too long.
Tory's a new guy. He's been around for a lot, but he's gained relevance, in the new era recently. He doesn't really do as much of the fuckery as some of these other guys, but he's a new artist.
You know what?
All right, if this conversation is about the last year,
I'll say 6 Lack. Even though he's rapping R&B.
Oh wait, I thought we were talking about rap. I'm confused.
Hey, he raps sometimes. That's 6 Lack.
Listen,
or Black, whatever you want to call him.
I agree with Drew though. I do think he has a point. In this day and age, in terms of rappers, people who just rap for the most part, I do think that there's a disparity between pure artists and social media artists.
Yeah,
I think it's fair to say.
I see.
I mean,
why is a social media artist
rapper? Go ahead. Tell me the distinction, because if you're a rapper these days that isn't on social media,
no, that's not what I mean. Let's use clout rappers.
The clout rappers. I just want to call them gimmick rappers. You got a gimmick behind you. As soon as that gimmick as soon as people see through that gimmick, there's nothing left.
Yeah, but I'm not gonna say gimmick because even some of the artists we think has substance have a gimmick, like Busta Rhymes. Busta Rhymes is
I don't know if
he raps fast.
I don't know if I want to put him in substance. I like Busta Rhymes.
You don't think Busta Rhymes has technical skill?
I don't want to call him a great. I don't want to put him in that category.
A good, at least a good rapper.
Yeah, okay, he's all right. I mean, but then again, like he would. That's in a different era though. He didn't have as much competition besides who like Twister, who was also rapping fast. I mean, I don't know. I'm looking through my catalog right now. I'm like,
you guys catalog.
I'm looking through my Spotify playlist right now.
Vault.
It's okay. It's okay. You're not gonna find nothing.
But yo, can y'all believe that? You know what I just think about the other day?
What?
Like, you know, all of our parents and like the people older than us, like they have like collections of music, like they have albums and stuff like that, like CDs.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck are we gonna have? Like,
it's because we have everything at our fingertips. We don't need to buy the album. Well, we can buy it, but we don't need to keep it on a bookshelf.
But like,
or
are we gonna
case.
have as much sentimental value attachment?
I mean,
it's impossible because things come and go so quickly.
If you really like an album, then you should probably buy the physical version. But like, you know what, artist? Amine. How about him? Amine.
Yeah, but he's not a rapper. This conversation
Amine's a rapper. What are you talking about?
I think
a rapper?
Amine?
Amine is a whole rapper. That's all I know.
I don't think he's a rapper.
The dude have the Caroline song?
Yeah, but he's not really rapping in the song.
Did you listen to 1.5, his mixtape?
Heck, he better be a rapper because he can't really sing.
All right.
You know what? I'll give him a pass.
All right. It's all right. It's what it is. All right. Okay. All right. Any more statements about that before we move on?
Nah, I think Contract's making a comeback.
I think Rap Genius is gonna be out of business.
Yeah.
2020 Rap Genius is gonna be shut down. Okay?
Rap Genius. Oh my gosh.
Let's go to the next time.
All right. Next we got technology. For those of you who don't know, I think it was like February 24th or something like that. Samsung, they had their recent event. They announced what was it? Actually, 4 new phones. So you have the Galaxy S10e, which is supposed to compete with the 10R, and you got the regular S10, which is like the basic model. Then you got the S10 Plus.
I lost track.
you got the S10 Plus, which is the plus size model, and then you got the Galaxy phone. Now for you slow niggas.
Don't call me slow, nigga.
All right, fine.
On top of everything.
For you iPhone niggas, okay, that's basically the 10R, the 10S, and the 10S Max. For you iPhone niggas, all right, okay. All right,
Can I ask you this?
What's up?
Do you really want this Nintendo DS looking phone? Okay,
we just talking about the phone.
Yeah. Guess what? I threw away my Nintendo DS when I was 12 years old. Right?
Yeah, I'm not gonna age. Nah. So the Galaxy phone. So basically, the whole appeal of it is that you're supposed to have a tablet in your hand that you could use. So it starts off like I pretend you have a book. All right, and the cover is a screen.
Okay, I'm with you.
Okay. The cover is a screen, so on that screen you could now it's a very narrow screen, but you could use your basic phone functions, this, that, and the third. And then when you open up, it gets to the pages, it comes to a nice little tablet that you could use and interact with. I mean,
wow, that sounds really useful.
I mean, it's cool, but the retail's $2,000.
Ooh. Say it again.
$2,000 for a tablet and a phone combined.
This is disrespectful. Listen, the only people who use tablets are the fringes of society, and what I mean by the fringes of society are babies, and old
All right.
people. Okay, fringes, end of life, beginning of life. People in between that don't use tablets, and so nobody's gonna buy it.
I resent that. I don't think it's all tablets. If you use an iPad for work, then yeah, you kind of
Some people gotta use an iPad.
Some tablets are quality. Like you could actually use them in the same vein or similar vein as a laptop.
But like I don't like what like could you guys imagine yourself like watching content on there, watching a
tablet?
Oh no, on the Galaxy Fold, like opening up and watching like a movie or watching a YouTube video. Could
First
you
of all,
imagine? Would you
open
want to do
it-
that?
Yeah.
When you open it, it's a square.
Yes.
And how could I watch content on a square?
Okay. So that is true. The aspect ratio doesn't match, so that you're gonna have thick black bars on the top and the bottom. And they did show that in the demo. So
what am I really doing? I could really get a 10s Max, a 10x Max, and probably have almost as big of a screen to watch stuff.
This is very true.
I don't think the shape kind of matters as long as it's kind of like a square could work.
All right, but I got this image right up, and this guy, he has it open up, and he's playing a game, and it's.
Oh, let me stop you right there. I'm not in this shit for games.
Hey man, I'm saying that's a use for it. All right, maybe you want to open up and you want to play your game on a little bit bigger screen. I don't know. I'm just saying.
And then get a Switch, man. Don't get a phone.
This is not good. This is not good. And for $2,000, it's terrible.
What price would have to be for you to be like, I'll try it?
What is it, $2,000 without like a contract or something?
They just said retail $2,000. So yeah, it's not no contract. Like you buy.
For me, it would have to be in the $600, $700, $800 range for me to even look at this twice.
The idea, like from what you told me about the specs,
yeah,
like I don't have a big issue with that. It's just the price because I'm not paying that much for it. And if you're spending like $1,000, you might as well get like a laptop.
And like you're saying like they advertise like, oh, like you could multitask and you could look at 3 different screens at once.
I can do that shit.
I don't think that this is necessarily the greatest phone ever, but I do think the conversation that we're having is this a revolution that has just been started of folding phones. Is this the next big thing? That's the question that needs to be answered because the first of it is never going to be the best.
Maybe the Galaxy Fold 2 might be better. That's a
I like
huge
the
possibility.
idea, and it's kind of refreshing to hear ideas like that because, I mean, we talk about this all the time. Like, I truly believe that the iPhone is the same shit every single year.
They make minor
apart
changes.
from a couple modifications.
They'll change the processor and the camera, and that's all they change.
That's all they change. But to me, by and large, it's the same product like every single year.
There have been a few reports saying that the iPhone, Apple's trying to come out with a similar product that folds.
I mean, I don't think so.
What is this? The folding wars?
just because. Well, actually no, because Galaxy they have tablets and so does iPhone, but I don't see Apple trying to copy it. Like it's like what are you gonna you're gonna take off like your sales from the iPad and bring it over to the phone. But what are you trying to accomplish with that?
But one could argue that Apple's already done that. If you want to argue, because okay, so all right, we're gonna go back in time a little bit. So up until the iPhone 5, I think all the iPhones had like the basic shape, like rectangle, kind of fit the size of your hand phone, right?
Yeah.
Samsung started coming out with these big screen phones, kind of like the curved, taller pattern.
That they did.
So Samsung came out with that, and I forgot which phone it was. Maybe they always did that, but basically, I think once Samsung came out with the Note, because to me, like, I've actually had both phones.
Okay.
My favorite phone is the Galaxy Note phone.
All right.
Because it's kind of like it's built as like a crossover between a phone and a tablet.
It is. I have one right. I have one right now.
Like it's small enough to where it's not like too much of an inconvenience for me, but it's big enough like I could actually catch myself like watching movies and
facts.
stuff on the phone.
Facts. I don't. Okay, so like already on like most Android phones, like there is multitasking, so you can do like split screen apps.
Yeah.
So I'm not. So I don't know how often I'd use it, but I like the idea. I do like the idea that you can have 3 different things up. You can have a video open, you can have a chat open, you can have another box open. I do like that idea because there'll be multiple times where I'm watching a YouTube video on my phone. And I'll just make it smaller, and then I'll also answer a text message so I can view both at the same time. So I'm not mad at this. I just like Kylan said, I just don't think that the first generation product is it.
I think it could be it. It's just the pricing is.
And like I don't know. Did you see how thick it was?
It's a brick. It's a brick when it's closed.
Like when that shit is so thick. Like. See,
girls get used to putting that in your back pocket.
I was like, yo, this is. I don't know if this is it, bro. They need to slim it down. That shit like.
I don't think
girls
this is gonna take over.
Girls,
this is not gonna be at first.
Girls,
I think it's gonna pass.
Girls, you don't need ass shots. Just get a Samsung foldable phone.
Yo, oh my god.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, someone come take this, man.
I don't think that the new Nintendo DS is gonna be it's gonna at all.
They're coming out with a new DS.
They already did. It's $2,000.
Oh, we talking about
we joking.
The next one's gonna have games, and it's gonna have a little stick that you can touch the screen with.
Whatever.
That's crazy, and now they also have the Galaxy Buds that they're coming out with, so the Galaxy phones has this highlight feature where you can turn on wireless charging, and you can use your phone as a wireless charger to charge your other devices. And what they had in display was they had the Galaxy Buds. So basically, it's the Apple, it's a Samsung equivalent to the AirPods, and you could charge those wirelessly on the back of the Galaxy phone. That's kind of what they were trying to sell.
That's impressive.
But the question is, what's the price?
Ooh, of what?
It's got to be less than $2,000.
Of what?
Oh well, yeah, definitely $2,000.
The price of what? The S10 or the
the
Galaxy Buds?
The Galaxy Buds.
I think on Best Buy, I believe it was like $130.
Oh, okay.
I believe it was like $130.
All right, so comparable to the AirPods. Okay.
Yeah, so it was.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think the whole thing with the foldable phone is there's not only is it too thick right, but I just feel it's delicate. Anytime my phone has to fold in half,
it's delicate. It is delicate.
That's dangerous to me because if I fold it too hard, the screen might break.
No, no. Even worse than that, how are you gonna put a case on it?
What kind of case are we gonna put on this thing? It's all screen and no case.
I think that's a big issue. Like you can't where's the case gonna be? Like even if they say, oh, we've made a material that could take like 1 billion bends before it breaks down. How are you gonna put a case?
You can put a case on it. Is it gonna be a $20 case?
Is it gonna be? What is it gonna protect? The screen is gonna crack.
Not the screen. I probably not.
No matter how it drops, this thing is gonna crack.
I want to see how it looks when it's folded. I want to see how it looks.
At the same time, I don't think that.
Are we talking about the screen?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I'm just saying, like
screen.
You can't protect it. There's no way you can protect it.
Oh, not the screen. Yeah.
This might also be a case of they have to engineer or come up with uses, because when the iPhone first came out, people were still playing games like Snake and Brick Breaker on their phones, and they were like, "Why would I need a touchscreen? What am I necessarily doing with that?" And then new things started coming out which utilize the touch much more, and people are like, "What would I ever do without this?" Well, you can play Brick Breaker, but nobody wants to do that anymore. They want to play Flappy Bird. You can't do that without a touchscreen. Maybe they need to come out with something that you can't do without a foldable phone.
I don't know what that is, man. Because for
I don't know what that is.
For $2,000, you can buy a phone and a tablet, and you be straight. And so have
the phone.
So you still might have
I can get like
$500 left to spare. To be honest,
yeah.
You technically don't even need the combination of it. Like what's so special about it? So I mean, I don't think they did a good job of proving to the population why we need it. Like,
you could take a selfie at the same time somebody else takes, just can't you?
Wait, what do you mean?
So when you open it, there's a screen on both sides.
Yeah.
And so it's like two people facing each other can watch a video at the same time, right? I'm trying to find uses for this where they're not.
I don't know. I don't
Let them figure it out. It's not our job. We just the consumers.
Yeah, I'm just saying I couldn't see myself trying to buy it or use
Not
it.
at $2,000. Fuck out of here.
Definitely not.
I mean, when you can use the good camera. This is what it is. You can use the good camera because the good camera is always on the back of the phone, right?
Yeah.
But now when you open the phone, you can point the back of the phone towards yourself, and you can see the other screen, so you can see what you look like using the good camera. That's a better selfie. I don't know if it's worth it.
You know what? That might work.
No,
That might work.
See, but the thing is like in the newer phones, they're improving the front facing camera, so it's not even like oh man, we need this feature.
No. I like Small's idea. I think it works because
Maybe you only need one camera now. Maybe you have more room for other things.
all right. I only say it will work only because of the fact that we live in a social media era. People are like you can just tell people my product will make you look better and they'll buy it.
There was actually a phone, I don't remember the name, but so the front of the screen was all glass. So the speakers at the very top. And
wait, what's so funny about that?
I don't know why I beat you laughing. Okay,
It's
so
all glass.
huh?
It's all glass.
Yeah. No, the front of it, like it's made of glass.
Oh, okay.
The phone screen is made of glass.
No,
right?
you said all glass. I thought you said like the whole shit was made.
No.
That's a stupid idea.
Okay, no, and the sides are made of either out of metal or whatever, right?
All right, continue.
And so basically, what they did was the rear facing camera, on the back side of the phone, there is like a little there's a second screen. So if you wanted to take selfies, all you have to do is look at that second screen while you're holding up the phone, and you can see how it is all through the rear facing camera. So you didn't need a front one. Now, does that sound more innovative to you?
It sounds innovative. I don't know if it is innovative, but it sounds innovative.
Listen, this man will buy anything, okay? Put something in front of him right now so he can buy it.
Oh my gosh. Nice.
I wouldn't buy it, but I just like, I like the way you put that together, man.
True.
Sounds like you put some time and effort into that.
It sounds innovative, I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it's not about what you're selling; it's how you're selling it. So
this is very true.
They didn't sell this at all. Listen, all they did was go up on stage, show you the home screen on the front of this brick, and then they opened it up and they showed you the home screen again. Yeah. If just show me something that this could do that nothing else can do, and I might buy it.
I don't know. I mean,
right now it's a dub.
Even if people were interested, there was it cost $2,000. I'm like, all right, man. All right.
What they should have done is got up on stage. When they opened up the phone, it should have opened like a straight up book, and you can read. You can read one side of the page, and you can read the other side of the page.
Exactly.
They need to do something with this. I mean, come on.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm curious to see what they do with it in the future, but as of right now, this ain't it, G. This ain't it.
This ain't it.
Oh,
this reminds me of phones from back in the day, though. It's kind of got my nostalgia going up when phones had gimmicks and that made them successful.
Yeah,
Sidekick. I remember that.
like,
oh man, the Sidekick was lit. There's so many different ways that phones could open and close back in the day before touchscreens.
Yeah.
You guys remember that phone that opened like a switchblade?
I think
Talking about the Razor.
I think it was like it was really thin though, right? Was it like the something, was it called like something chocolate or something? Actually, I don't remember.
I don't remember that.
Nah. But I know what phone you're talking about. And
it was a Juke. The Samsung Juke.
Let me look that up.
This is good.
Yeah.
This thing opened like a straight.
I remember this.
I mean, that's the type of stuff that I like to see. You know what I'm saying?
That's not gonna lie. It looks pretty.
Put that on the touch. Put some touch screens on that, and I might buy it.
Oh my
man,
gosh,
that was
man.
beautiful.
I don't know. I feel like where we're at right now with smartphones, I feel like there's almost nothing else to innovate with. Like what else are we gonna do?
I guess like the
Like-
movies,
like
you're
what's
gonna
the-
have.
Huh?
It's just gonna be in the air.
I don't.
It's gonna be in your eye.
You're gonna have
I don't-
a artificial intelligence.
I don't. We already got the AI, man. We already got the AI, man. Google.
You know what?
Listen,
What?
5G. 5G is the future.
I mean, but that's just saying improving connectivity. Well, like a real change. That's what I'm saying.
I guess that would be it.
You know what I hate
turn it
about the
on
movies?
And then you
What?
that's it.
In the movies, they always have these phones and these TVs that are like semi see-through, so it's just a pure plane of glass.
Yeah, yeah.
And then it's like a TV or a phone comes up on it. Why
Yeah,
do they
yeah.
do that? Why would I want all that in the background of what I'm reading? That's not the future, buddy. All right, stop
It's-
putting that in your shows.
It's not, man. That's what they're doing. That's what they're doing. Oh,
It's just
man.
going to be a bigger and bigger screen until there's just two. If you could do this, I like the two-sided aspect. If you could make my phone two-sided and then just have two straight up screens, that's dangerous, isn't it? I don't know. I like the innovation. I appreciate the effort. But 5 out of 10 for dismount.
I agree. 5 out of 10.
Yeah, man.
5 out of 10 for delivery.
Yeah, they need to. Samsung.
They need to hire you, Smalls.
It's,
Check it. They need to hire you. They need to hire that guy that scammed you on the boardwalk that day.
Yo, oh
Ah,
my
man.
God. Yeah.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that.
Yeah, we're not gonna talk about
But
this.
listen, if they got that guy, that's why we're selling off the freaking charts. Okay. That guy's
Oh
a
my
straight
gosh.
scam artist, and he was beautiful. I consider myself a smart person.
man.
That man scammed me out of my
I
money.
remember. Yo, Kill, give me a chance.
That man
I'm
had
gonna
me
get
begging
it,
for money
man.
on the boardwalk.
Chill. All right, chill.
I hate
True.
to see it.
True.
Samsung,
telling
get
you,
that
man.
guy.
Tell you, man, I'm gonna get it right, man. Just give me a couple dollars.
Why you make this man sound like a whole addict?
That man was selling dreams. Okay, that's what you need to do to sell this thing.
So it's
Right.
$100 a hope. All right, man.
A brick of hope is what they're selling.
Yeah.
Yeah, all right, okay.
Hey, yo, guys, listen. We're on the air. We can't be saying bricks. You never know who's listening.
Quarter brick? Have a brick? Oh, brick.
Well, shut up, man.
Oh, man, all right.
I know exactly who's listening, and it's TMZ. Okay,
TSC.
the window's closed, dude.
Oh my gosh. All right. Next topic, man. All right. Let's go into anime, and let me ask y'all this. Here, purely, y'all two black men, y'all watch anime. You can almost argue that black people in anime is one on one together. That's neither here nor there, though. What I want to ask y'all is, why do y'all think there's a negative stigma towards anime?
Well, anime has a lot of negative things that are that do rightly come with it. You have to.
But what? But what though? Like, what do you have to say?
Can I say pedophilia
I wanna-
for 50,000?
Yeah.
Can I say like a very sexist culture that comes in a lot of animes?
What do you mean by sexist?
Yeah, I give it smalls.
I mean, there's blood
Not,
coming out.
I want to say
imagination.
sexist. I want to say like, I don't want to say sexist. Kind of
like erotic,
erotic,
what do you wanna say?
misogynist.
massage.
Yeah, I mean,
But let me ask you this, because I hear that argument all the time. But does that not already exist in American films today? And you just filter it out because you always see it.
It exists, but the thing
it doesn't
is,
exist in cartoons.
It does. Yeah.
But people don't understand that.
But here's the thing though. You can't compare anime to cartoons because they don't
animation.
They don't hold. Yeah, I know, but they don't hold the same place in society compared to.
I can't compare anime to cartoons because I've watched anime. But if I saw an anime and I hadn't seen it, I would think this is a Japanese cartoon.
No. From the outside looking in, that's what it looks like. That's definitely what it looks like. But what I'm saying about like American films is just like, it's like you got shows that will randomly have a sex scene and no one will bat an eye. That happens in movies all the time.
But also
a woman will be in lingerie no one bats an eye. This happens all the time, but you filter it automatically.
But
Shoot,
no,
I'm gonna tell you the difference. I'm gonna tell you the
Anime
difference.
is
I'm gonna tell you the difference.
no. In the first few episodes of Luke Cage, this man was having sex, and no one says anything about it.
He wasn't.
No,
Listen.
he was.
He
No
wasn't
one
having
says
sex.
anything about it. No, these things. Oh, he was
He
out
was having a
talking.
car.
But that's what I'm saying. These things are present in American TV, and people ignore it because they don't see it. But when they see it in a cartoon, they're like, "Oh, damn, it's different." That's hypocritical to say that.
But listen.
If SpongeBob was fucking Sandy, okay, buddy, it's not gonna work.
but hold on. Anime.
Mr. Krabs and Mrs. Puff.
It's not gonna work, buddy.
Anime usually doesn't have anime doesn't have sex in it.
I disagree.
That's fair. That's true.
No.
I agree with that.
Anime that would air on TV in Japan does not have sex in it. That is a fact.
It doesn't have sex in it,
Yeah, I agree.
It doesn't.
but they do got them titties bouncing.
They do got them titties bouncing.
On 14-year-old girls in My Hero Academia, them titties bouncing.
Actually, I disagree. Berserk aired on television, and there was a scene.
Yeah. We can't spoil it, can we?
I said there was a scene.
I haven't even seen it.
No. But here's the thing. That's the last scene in the show, and it symbolizes power because our spoiler.
No,
alert,
even before that.
No, spoiler before that. When before that?
When Guts and Casca had their little moment.
Gus and Cos. I mean, but that's then they're portraying a relationship in that show though.
That's still sex. You saying they don't show any sexual content? That's still an example of sexual content.
No. But I'm saying like that is sexual content. But I'm saying it's not like it's like in that example if it fits what's going on in the story.
I don't understand the difference though. If it doesn't fit in whether it fits in the context or it doesn't fit in the context.
Yeah.
No, but Andrew's trying to say it wasn't like
it wasn't like
erroneous. It wasn't like extra. Like they're just adding it in for sex's sake.
Like it happened after like 15ish episowe.
All right.
And then the last scene is straightly a power struggle, and it makes sense for it to happen in the show. But what we were saying before is just that. It's you can't just say anime has sex in it and stuff like that, and these other shows that you watch don't have it at all.
Okay, yeah, I agree with you.
So I mean,
but go ahead. That was you.
No, go.
I think the barrier between anime in the West is number one. There's differences in censorship in Japan than America. That's part of it.
Okay.
I think so, because, you guys know that Pokemon, right? There's certain episodes of Pokemon that haven't aired in the United States.
There are a few, yeah.
I've heard of that, but I've never seen those.
No,
right.
I know the episodes.
And they're not even that bad. They're not bad.
Then
the reasoning is not.
I think like Jessie wears a bra or something like that.
Not just that. Yeah.
And he has it's whatever. It's not that bad, but I mean,
and sometimes some of the content anime is a little bit like their Japanese standards for censorship is different than American standards for censorship.
I mean, and that is true. It is a difference. Like the society is different.
Society is different.
Like people don't understand Japanese culture.
Right.
It's different than American culture. That's true.
Right. Like I wouldn't want my brother when he's like 2 or 1 years old to watch Berserk. But I think that's a little bit too strong.
But here's the thing that you gotta understand. Here's the thing, like those shows with explicit content, they aren't meant for kids, and they aren't aired when kids will watch shows. Like their primetime anime, something like Attack on Titan, is aired during prime time, or like a prime time show in Western culture would be aired. Like they're not like it. Like Attack on Titan would be treated like something comes on at prime time, like that comes
Game
on
of
TV.
Thrones.
Yeah, something like Game of Thrones, or like maybe like
Yeah, but what I'm saying is Game of Thrones will be like TVMA. Japanese will be like 7 years old.
I don't know if that's true. I'm not look. I haven't
you.
been looking at the advisory content, so I don't know if that's true. But what I'm saying is that a lot of the anime that you watch are geared towards adults. And there are anime that are geared towards kids, and they're shown at the appropriate times. But I think the problem is when someone outside sees anime, they think it's only supposed to be for kids, and I think that's where that's where negative stigma comes from.
That's just stereotype on the West.
I think we're conflating anime not being mainstream with the rest of Japan. Listen, Japan is not mainstream. Why do you think, or at least not in the West, why do you think that Crazy Rich Asians was maybe one of the only few Hollywood movies to be cast entirely by Asian people? To have an entirely Asian cast, like it's because in the West, Asian culture, Asian people are not mainstream.
Right? Yeah, they're
not. What it is.
Yeah, they're not mainstream.
And as a result, anime is not mainstream.
Also,
this is true. This is true.
Also,
but origami is not mainstream either, and we don't have people, questioning that as much.
Also, since if you want to be technical,
no,
right?
No, go to me.
Okay, what I'm saying is, Smalls is saying, Japanese culture is not mainstream in the United States. Also, anime looks towards the West for a lot of, and some of the mainstream anime looks to the West, has looked towards the West for inspiration in and of itself in certain animes. So that's another factor you got to consider.
I'm just saying that Japanese culture, it isn't understood, and an anime, when you look at it, it can be questionable if you're from the outside looking in. I don't know about I don't know anything about origami, but origami is, I don't know, that's just paper folding, man. I don't know.
Here's a third factor. So the first factor is anime is not, Japanese culture is not very celebrated in the West. The second factor is the kind of like the sexualness of it. The third factor is this: they don't always speak English in these things, and so regular people are not going to get on board with subtitles.
No, that's very true. So people see subtitles and they're just like, why would I watch this? I mean, you could say that. I mean, but then
improves your reading comprehension skills.
It does. I don't know. With the sexual content debate, I'll give you 50-50 on that one. But as for what else you said, I mean, shit. I don't wait. Hold on. What'd you say?
What,
I would say that people don't. Yeah, the subtitles.
It puts your reading comprehension.
I mean, no, that's true. I mean, generally people don't like reading subtitles. I'm not gonna lie. And I do think that does throw people away.
Some people can't read.
But there are anime that are in English, like Attack on Titan is in English. Death Note.
But look at
English.
that. That's exactly the point. All of the most mainstream animes are in English. So what does that say about the ones that aren't mainstream?
And they weren't popular enough to get funding to be going to English. That's what it says.
Not. Sometimes it's not just. We can't really take that. We have to take that with a grain of salt. Why certain animes are licensed in the West, why some are not. At the end of the day,
it's popularity.
It's not just popularity. At the end of the day, it's just that some companies don't want to share the rights to certain things.
No. It literally is. Like if the anime does not do well in Japan and does not do well in the West, why would you want to dub it? Why would you? Why would you want to compare?
No, I'm saying
you're not going to make any money for it. You're not expanding your reach.
No. I'm saying, wait, are we saying? Well, yeah, if it's bad in Japan, it's not going to do. Yeah. There's no reason to assume that it'll do better in America. Are we saying? Are we saying anime that's popular in Japan, but that's not popular in America? Are we? Is that what you're referring to, or?
I'm just answering whatever Smalls was answering.
All right, well, you don't forget it. But continue. What were you saying? Just you were saying some really poetic shit. Continue what you said.
I was basically just saying that people are too lazy to read subtitles, true. And one of the only ways that people get into these animes is when they are dubbed.
This is true.
And that kind of just like strengthens the point. And
some people's interest, sometimes the interest doesn't align with with anime. Like
That's
people
true.
like to people want to watch, you know, the Kardashians. They want to see people. They want to see the rich. Literally,
Yeah.
I mean,
that's true. I mean, and that's like another segment about anime.
Yeah.
A lot of people who don't watch anime think anime is only one thing, or a lot of people think that anime is a genre when in fact it's not a genre. It's a medium. Because if anime was a genre, then
preach on that.
if anime was a genre, then every single anime you would watch is the same. It's a medium for storytelling, like his movies and like his books. And that there's many different types of stories and there are many different types of genres within anime. And a lot of people looking from the outside in, they see DBZ, they see Naruto, they see One Piece, they see Bleach, and they think it's all the same way. Like if you ask someone, what do you think about anime? They're like, I just think there's a whole bunch of people fighting. There's not much to it. Like that's what people from the outside looking in see anime as.
Well, not necessarily. I mean, the Oscars have started to embrace anime with those Miyazaki films.
Miyazaki.
It's not the most
Miyazaki's
niche.
Disney.
It's not the most niche, but he's not Disney. He's
the Japanese equivalent of Walt Disney.
He's a Japanese Walt Disney.
So are you saying that's not anime? What are you saying?
No. I'm saying no. Keep going.
I'm just saying, like, he's mainstream.
I think it's gonna slowly work its way into the culture. First, it's the Miyazaki films, then it's the Netflix series.
No.
But I do agree with
Netflix
Smalls.
anime sucks.
No, I agree with Smalls. I'm glad Smalls said that. I think the negative attention towards anime has kind of subsided. Kind of subsided slightly, in recent years.
Yeah.
Like I remember. I'm not gonna say I saw some badass bitch in school, man. She was talking about One Piece.
Yeah.
And I was like, yo.
And
you watch One Piece?
Nah.
Like,
and
wife her
immediately.
Wife.
And another thing about anime that I think it turns people away is just like all of us like how we get into anime. We're like Toonami or watching DBZ. Like
Toonami.
We saw it on we saw it on like when we was a kid, and like we see that and we're just like, all right, okay, anime is cool, but then like the problem is like the vocal minority of the anime community, they just seem weird. You know what I mean? It's
otakus.
Yeah. Like you'll talk to these people and just like, yo, like you're like, I like anime, I think it's cool, but I'm not like I'm not a weeb. Like I'm not weird about it. You know what I mean?
Let me tell you a story. Let me tell you guys a story.
Yeah.
My mom is shopping. She's running errands.
Okay.
And she goes to Walgreens. So she goes to the Walgreens. She goes up to the counter. She starts talking to the lady at the counter for some reason.
Yeah.
Like a young black woman. Probably in...
Wait, is this recent?
It wasn't recent.
Oh, okay.
And so the young black woman is talking to her, and then she says, my mom said, "Oh, what do you like to watch?" And the young lady says, "Anime."
Okay.
This immediately turns my mother off.
Wow.
She is like, "Oh, I thought you were a regular young black lady. Now I think you're weird. Now I think you're different. You're other."
Uh-huh.
She tells me about it like I'm supposed to be outraged. Like, "Oh, that's so weird." I'm like, "Mom, I watch animes too." She says, "But not like the ones she watches." I was like, yeah, I do. I was like, "Mom, this is anime." She was just like, "I just don't get it," and walked away.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Kylan, did you have to come out the closet?
No.
Wait, this sounds like some coming out the closet shit.
I like anime, and I'm not afraid to admit it.
Anime is
cool. Is the stigma that bad? I didn't even know it was that bad.
Stigma is that bad. It's that bad. I'm just like, I've had people say like, "Oh, this person watches anime." I'm just like, what gets me about it, I'm just like, have you watched one single anime your entire life? Because like,
the answer is usually no.
I'm like anybody who's ever watched anime, like, I actually mess with this. Like, I've had people like that. Like I've converted people onto anime. I'm like, yo, all right. I'm like, yo, give this a try, then talk to me. I was like, because I had a friend, like he would adamantly say like, yo, I don't like anime. I'm like, it's weird, I can't get into it. I'm like, all right, man, put on Death Note. He was like, he didn't finish it because he ain't had time. He didn't finish it. But after that, he understood. He was like, all right, okay, I understand why people like anime. I mean, it's a little interaction like that people need to get into the media, and they just don't get it. They just see what's on the outside. They see these people, saying, I don't like some of the anime cultures where just like
Otaku.
They'll just they'll be like attracted to like some female character or something like that, like, oh, she's my waifu, something like that. I'm just like, yo, like,
that niggas is weird.
I'm just like, I like anime.
Can one of you describe what an otaku is for the regular people out there?
Otaku is, not everyone who does cosplay, is an otaku. Yeah. But it's kind of a person that dresses like anime. In my opinion, they kind of dress in the same pattern every day. You know what I'm saying? I
don't even want to say it because I don't think it's weird to dress as an anime character if you're going to a convention, because people do that at like Comic-Con all the time. I mean,
right.
Those people are equally as weird.
Yeah, everyone do it for Halloween.
But
too.
I think an otaku is just someone who just puts anime at the forefront of everything in their life for no reason. Like, they don't do anything else. Except all they know is anime.
And watch it. They got posters all over their rooms.
Exactly.
Some of them have been known to. I don't want to say it. It just sounds bad. Masturbate.
The crazy thing is that people think that otakus are literally like sexual deviants. They're like closeted perverts.
Exactly. And the thing is that there will be a lot of people that you wouldn't know that watch anime, and they'll be like, yo, I didn't know they watch anime. You know what I mean? Because they think that people that like watch anime are weird, and when people find out that, they're like, wait, what? It was like you like anime? I was like, yeah, man. I'm like,
I've never had that reaction.
It's sad to say.
You know what? Actually, I'm lying. I do have that reaction.
Yeah.
I don't talk about the fact that I like anime unless I'm talking to somebody who likes anime.
The thing is, like, I like anime, but it's not my conversation starter.
Right. Exactly. That's me.
Hentai definitely does not help anime. It
doesn't. And I think the problem is a lot of people think that hentai is anime when in fact hentai is its own thing. Hentai is just porn. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. Like,
but you know what else didn't help in anime?
What?
Tsunami. Now, hear me out on this.
All right, what do you guys say?
Tsunami's a show for kids. And so, because of that, people, watch their kids watch Pokemon or Dragon Ball Z, and they say, all right, bet. Anime's for kids. And they relegate it to that, framework. Really, that's not the case, but because anime didn't make its debut on an adult streaming show, or not streaming, but adult channel, it might never be taken seriously in an adult medium.
I think it's simply just simplified just because it's a cartoon. Like there are adult cartoons like Family Guy, but that's like far and few between. You know what I mean?
That's a fact.
There's a stigma against cartoons. I agree with you.
I just think animation in general just seemed as childish, and I think that's just the American thing. I think that's just the problem. Cause think about it, most cartoons you see, it was Disney. You know what I mean? What else? Like Pixar, like Nickelodeon. Like they all have cartoons that people watch, and there's not enough adult cartoons in the media for people to understand. Like, maybe Japanese culture is a little bit different. Maybe the way they see animation, the way we see animation is a little bit different.
But let's not also forget this too. Consuming anime requires a certain attention span. Like,
talk about it.
Like,
what you mean by that?
What I mean by that is, some of your some of the quote unquote mainstream shows in society that you could think of, like Seinfeld. Black. Most people. Is it a stretch to say that the most common, type of show that Americans consume is a sitcom, right? Is that a stretch?
That is not a stretch.
It's not a stretch. Okay.
Family Guy is a sitcom.
It's a sitcom.
Simpsons is a sitcom.
Yeah.
Okay.
The Great Cosby Show is a sitcom.
It's a sitcom.
Oh,
so basically, I mean, you have your main characters, but the story isn't really that dynamic.
It's not that deep
as an anime. Mm-hmm. It's really not. I mean, like Seinfeld. Jerry Seinfeld himself said Seinfeld is a show about nothing. Like, there's no central plot. There's no central storyline.
Yeah.
Essentially every episode is just them fucking around. Like,
yeah, it's very episodic in nature.
Yeah.
And I think what you're getting at is getting to the heart of the anime community.
Yes.
You have to pay a lot of attention.
You have to pay attention.
Yes, you do.
And once you dedicate that much of your life to something, you're gonna be a huge fan. You're gonna look like a weirdo to some people.
Right.
Just like the people, anybody who's watched Game of Thrones or something like that,
yeah,
they're like a huge fan.
They are.
And nobody understands it if you haven't watched it.
My point's exactly. But I always try to tell people like if you don't think you're into anime, if you've seen like The Last Airbender, you're into anime. Simple as that. If you've seen it and you liked it, you're pretty much into anime.
I agree.
I think that's like the closest you can get to anime, and for like American standards, or yeah.
All right. So, what are your favorite things about anime?
My favorite thing is just like the depth of the storylines. Like some of the themes because the thing I like about anime is kind of like there's certain themes in anime that are like subliminal that like you have to pay attention to. You have to pay attention closely to what's going on in the story to kind of equate them to society. That's my favorite part of it.
I think that's for me. It's just some of the plots and the storylines. But because it's animation, you're giving so much more freedom than a live action show that literally the possibilities are almost endless.
Yes.
And there's always something creative coming out. Like it's almost crazy because like I'll watch a Western live action show and I'm like, dang, I've seen this in anime already. I'm like, this idea's already been done.
Okay, that's a little bit too straight.
No.
I don't think it's wrong.
No. I'm not saying that anime is better. I'm just saying like with animation, you're giving so much more freedom that these ideas are they've
been touched upon already.
Yeah.
There's some truth.
I'll try to show Andrew a movie and he'll be like, predictable. What the hell? No, it wasn't. I forgot. And he watches anime.
But that's how it is, though. That's how it is.
Yeah, yo, that's true.
That's how it is.
That's true.
It's just like, yo, I've seen this plot. I've seen something similar to this already. Like it's been done. Like I know what's gonna happen. Or it's like what was that one show what was that? Was it like Players Unknown or Battlegrounds or what was the name of that movie? Battleground Player One or Ready Set Player One or
Ready Player One.
Ready Player One.
Yeah, it's like that plot's been done in anime already. You know?
It absolutely has.
It's just like it's not a bad movie, but anime is a decent movie. I'm just saying.
It's not just anime too. That reminds me of Spy Kids. Then they do that shit already. Guy jumps into a video game.
Ready Player One was definitely a saga in Hunter x Hunter. I can't even be mad at you.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy, man.
My favorite thing is probably the characters, because just like you guys were saying, it can create these crazy plots and there's no boundaries. So they can also create these crazy like characters, these larger than life characters who can do the things that you never could do and who have the aspirations that you think are impossible, and then somehow
I'm playing devil's advocate now. Yeah, we saying that these characters that are bigger than life. We could argue that mainstream and superheroes in American society.
Nobody likes a character larger than life in mainstream. Nobody likes Superman, okay? But we all like Goku.
This is true.
I feel like in mainstream we like the characters that have to struggle more, like Batman and Spider-Man. They got to get beat up a little bit. Okay,
they do. I mean, my man Naruto struggled. He struggled.
That's a fact.
But
if that man
we do like the struggle.
I like the struggle. I like the struggle.
I do like that.
Say at the beginning,
because Superman is just like, he's always been strong as fuck throughout his whole entire life. But Goku and Naruto had to like work to get to that point. And like, Superman doesn't really have like people to challenge him. Like, I agree with you. That's what you're saying.
Now let me ask y'all this: What would you say to an outsider to get them into anime, or what would you like recommend from like, or what would you do to make them change their opinion on anime in general?
I would
I
say
tell them to
listen,
watch Cowboy Bebop.
Cowboy Bebop.
I say if you want something to binge for the rest of your life, if you want to never have nothing to do,
Yeah.
get into anime because you'll never have a lack of material. I'll tell you that.
There's so much anime that comes out every year. It's crazy. But I think for me, what I would do, I would just recommend an anime movie. So like some nice short that you go watch that you could appreciate, and you're like, huh, all right, okay, I see what's about.
Tekkan Kin something.
Wow.
Have you guys seen that movie?
Which movie?
Tekkan Kincrete.
Nah.
Tekkan Kincrete. What's it about?
I said, it's just about some orphans who are growing up in a city trying to fend for themselves, and then weird shit starts happening, and they have to kind of maneuver around it and survive.
Put that in the group
It's an
chat,
anime
Smalls.
movie.
Put that in the group chat.
I'm surprised you haven't seen it.
For the viewers who don't know, we have a special group chat. Don't ask us to be in there because you're not part of the game.
Get this man out of here, man. Get this man out of here. But no, definitely for sure. It's just I think starting on something small, like if it's like a dude, then I think Death Note is always good. I don't think anyone hates
Death Note is a good one, man.
I think Death Note's good. If it's
Death
a
Note
girl,
was really popular. Like that's one of those ones where people who liked it, I didn't expect them to like it. So that's a good one.
if it's a girl, recommend like Your Name or a movie like that where it's just something not too action oriented. And I think I think you'll change your opinion to some degree for sure.
I agree. You guys have any recommendations? Oh wait, you said Your Name? I haven't.
You haven't seen Your Name?
No.
I got a whole bunch of anime recommendations.
That's another thing about anime.
Yeah.
There's different stages to anime. Okay, people. There's the first stage.
Yeah, we had to come up with an anime starter pack.
Yeah.
There should be an anime hierarchy where there's at the bottom level there's like the Disney guy. What's his name?
Now, why are we going at Disney? So
the guy that we.
Miyazaki.
Miyazaki.
The bottom rung is Miyazaki. Then you move up to your shonen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you keep going up the rank. There should be a ranking. I don't know why.
No. There definitely is, because I mean, there's so much more to it than shonen that it's just crazy. Because we were talking on the last podcast, and I was just like, I personally think shonen is the worst genre. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. Like it's the most popular, but it is definitely not the best one. But I mean,
what's the best?
I mean, gosh,
all right, we'd have to have a conversation.
Anime
as a whole is good.
Yeah,
we gotta like anime is like anything. You don't have to like everything within the anime.
Yeah, for sure.
I agree with you. And there doesn't have to be so much of a stigma towards it. Just find what you like and find what you don't like. But from all of our experience, I bet we can all say you'll find something that you can like in anime.
For sure. So someone says they don't like anime, they haven't seen anime. They haven't seen them, and it's just like if anyone were to come up to me be like, yo, I don't like anime, I'd be like, all right, give me 30 minutes and I will find something that you will like easily. Anybody you could think of, I could get something they'll like.
You're not gonna get my mom to like any of this trash. It's not trash.
They gotta be willing to try.
I'm just weak that Small had to come out to his mom.
Yeah.
Be like, Mom.
He said, I
have something to tell you.
That's a fact. She's not going for it. As soon as you say Himawari, Yamanoshi, she's leaving the room.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry.
Some people just don't understand.
I just didn't know it was that deep. Man,
that's crazy, man. That's
Smalls, you really came out to your mom about the anime.
Oh my gosh. Man.
I came out as a weeaboo.
Oh my gosh.
That is crazy.
That's wild, man. That's all we got to say about anime. Any more thoughts on anime in general?
I'm good.
All right, man.
Just don't watch Neon Genesis Evangelion and you'll be good.
That's a fact. I agree. I agree.
Yeah, all right.
That's just other things to watch. But all right. Moving on to the last topic, man. Life section, man. You know what I mean. It's call it Moves to Live By now. That's the new name for it. Moves to Live By. Yes.
I like it. I rock with it.
Yes. And the question that we have, do facts matter
Hell no.
in 2019? It's like, do facts matter? Which one?
The answer is no. The question is why. Listen, people, as soon as something comes out, people hop on it, and it doesn't matter if it's true or not, because the whatever that story was has already done the damage that it.
I agree.
I think it's just the consequences of technology.
Mm-hmm.
I mean that when I say technology, I mean like social media. I mean, before social media, everyone's attention was kind of smaller. Like, their focus was smaller.
Okay.
Like, you just focus on your friends, people in your community, and that's it. Anything else happening else around you was kind of irrelevant. It was just your world. Like, you didn't have to worry about, you didn't have access to, as many ideas from other places. Uh-huh. So I feel like back then, if you were to say some dumb shit,
yeah, mm-hmm.
you would kind of feel more hesitant to share it, because, like, at the end of the day, people I communicate with is basically people who are directly around me or in my vicinity. So chances are, if I'm saying something that's not factual and that's kind of absurd, it's not going to gain as much traction because I don't have anybody to share that idea with.
He's not going to, exactly. I think people were saying the same amount of dumb shit before, because I definitely say dumb shit around you guys all the time. But
we say dumb shit because we're joking.
Yeah.
People say dumb shit because they actually believe it.
Yeah,
like the Earth is flat.
I mean,
I've heard some of my friends argue that water.
No, I'm not gonna make this up, man.
Okay. Shout out to the, you know who you are.
No.
We're talking about.
Oh my god. Yeah.
Okay,
we ain't gotta say his name.
So listen, people in the company of friends and family, people say dumb stuff. Yeah. The thing is, now it's everywhere. It goes everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
everything is a soundbite, and nothing stays private.
That's true. I mean, literally, what the internet did was give everybody an opinion, and I mean, as hurtful as it may be to say, not everyone's opinion deserves to be heard. Like some people just have stupid things to say.
Absolutely, not everybody deserves the right to vote.
Okay, we don't that far.
I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
But you know what? I'm not mad at you. You know what?
Do not.
That's right.
I'm just.
No, you're right. I agree with you.
Yeah.
Do not come and throw me out the window, please.
I'm not throwing that. I think I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah.
I'm not throwing you out the window.
But what was I gonna say? But I do feel like, because today's day and age, I feel like everything is too sensitive. You know what I mean? Like people just have thin skin now. You know what I mean? And you could just say anything, and if that's how you feel, people are gonna support it.
No, I mean,
it's interesting because people get so upset, but then they forget about it like so quickly. That's so weird to me. I mean, people will get just straight up pissed, and then a week later, they really don't care.
But when we're dealing with facts, right? It doesn't matter how a person feels about.
It doesn't. Man.
It is what it is.
Yo, like I feel like I don't want to get into it, but like the whole gender thing, like the definition of gender didn't change until 4 years ago. Like let's be honest. Because if I would have asked you in like 2000, what does gender mean? You would have been like male or female. Yeah. Right? Yeah. But the definition now in 2019 has changed to it's whatever I feel like. And
I'm gonna disagree.
Well, I'm
gonna disagree.
Gender,
just because the word has caught up with society. Sometimes words need to change to reflect the facts.
Gender is a kind of a, like, sex is purely like scientific, right?
Yeah.
Like you're male or female. Like, I mean, I'm sorry, you're a man or you're a woman.
Yes.
Right? Like, just sex. Like we have different organs. We have to go to the hospital. We done health class. But gender, what we consider masculine or feminine, is kind of subjective. So sometimes we have to reevaluate the way we look at things. Like race, like race. Like in America, like me and you are considered black, like just black. And you're in America, right? In America, if it doesn't matter if your mom is white, or you know what I'm saying, it doesn't matter if only your great granddad is black. Legally speaking, I forgot what the exact terminology was, but I think if like you're 1/6 black, doesn't matter how small it is, you're black.
Oh, at the 1/8 rule?
Yeah. Like you're treated as a black person.
Right.
But if I go to Brazil, they're not gonna really. When I say I'm black, they're gonna be like, they're gonna have a different way of kind of classifying people.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you classify people?
How do I classify people?
Yeah.
I mean, I classify you by where you were born.
Right.
Like, but well, I'm gonna be honest. I'm kind of biased because I feel like if you're white, it doesn't matter if you're white, you're white to me. I feel like they're all the same. Is that a stretch?
Oh no!
I feel like they're all the same.
There's been some pretty crazy. First is me. Then there's Andrew talking about gender, and then there's Dimitri talking about white people. This podcast has gone off the rails.
It's gonna go off the rails.
What are we talking about? I mean,
primarily where you're born.
I mean, not because me. I don't know, me. I would disagree. Just because I would say like, I mean, like there is a difference in culture. Like,
there's a difference in culture,
like Italian, French. Like British, there is a clear difference.
I was just joking.
Oh my god, damage control.
I was trying to trigger some people, primarily like where you're born. Because if you tell a Jamaican person that they're black, they're gonna say, I'm not black, I'm Jamaican.
Yeah, no, that is true. So I mean, it.
When do facts matter the most?
When do they matter the most? Science
and politics.
Oh,
I
mean, it should. It should.
At least in politics and the most in science.
It better matter in science. Shoot, man. You got these anti-vaxxers saying that these vaccines will cause autism when it hasn't been found in any clinical trial. It should matter.
Or global warming. Global warming is fake because it snowed yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, talk about snow. Facts matter the least on the Weather Channel. Okay, they can tell you anything they want and still make the money that they're gonna make. I hate those people. Yes, it's gonna snow on Monday. I don't think so, buddy. That's just rain.
Well, yeah. Yes. But I mean, even in itself, even though they're making predictions, there is some type of scientific reasoning that me and you don't know about. There's some reasoning for their predictions. They're not just predicting.
And I don't think they present them as facts, but
yeah, they're not predicting just for the sake of. They're not talking just for the sake of talking. Like, I think it's gonna snow tomorrow. No shit, I can say I think it's gonna rain and snow tomorrow, but they say based on kind of like psychology. It's like a social science. Like,
I mean, they've got the machines and they can do an educated guess.
They can do educated guess.
It's not.
They're not just pulling a rabbit out of a hat.
Facts.
Like Hillary Clinton is operating a child trafficking ring in Washington D.C. at a pizza parlor.
If you think about it, TMZ didn't get big off of facts. They got big off of rumors, hearsay, little videos.
Some of it is facts. Some of it is
stories.
I mean, the video is kind of facts.
Stories, man.
They create the story around the video.
People want to hear the stories. They don't want to hear all the facts. They just want to hear the story and entertain people. Facts. But
I don't really consider TMZ as facts. I mean, granted, they're not really putting words in people's mouths. In some cases, they're not. But the way you present a story does affect how people view.
Okay, so we answered when do facts matter most. We should answer whose facts matter most, or who's like. You can listen to a doctor, or you can listen to a newsman, or you can listen to the guy on the street. You know what I'm saying? Whose facts matter? Whose facts should we be listening to? Whose facts shouldn't we be?
Well, right. Credentials does The credentials do play a factor.
Celebrities, we should not be listening to celebrities. Just because a lot of people follow you does not make you intelligent. That's all I want to say.
Wholeheartedly.
It's interesting because I feel like the more, what is a fact really? Is it that the more people who believe in it, the more right it is? Because listen, if you got 500 million Twitter followers and they all believe something that you said, that might be a fact.
Nah, man, that's not. It doesn't matter how many followers you have. Just because you're popular does not make it.
A fact,
true.
A fact to me is something that
simple, man. Something that can be proven.
It's something that has been proven, and regardless of your opinions or beliefs towards it, will result in the same
outcome.
Same outcome every time.
That is a fact. Yeah.
Sure it is. Until it's disproven. And that's the thing. Sometimes things are disproven.
Like I'm gonna give you an example, Sauce. I'm gonna give you an example. Like, what should I call it? Statistics. Yeah. Actually, no. Let me not give an example. Let me not give an example.
Yeah, I mean, but sometimes how people feel does matter.
It does matter, but at the end of the day, if something's a fact, you can try to challenge it, but you have to have evidence. You can't just say because I don't like it.
But what matters when it comes to somebody how they feel? It's facts or how they feel. What matters?
Mostly how they feel.
I mean, for 2,000 years. Oh, let me not get into it. Let me not get into it. But facts, I think it really just depends on how many people believe it. And if a lot of people believe it, at that time it is a fact. And people will tell you it's a fact. And you'll be taught it's a fact. And you'll act like it was a fact.
Okay, but does that make it a fact though?
Ooh.
Does that make it?
Maybe it doesn't.
I mean, if everyone thought the Earth was flat 2,000 years ago, I mean,
if it quacks like a fact and it swims like a fact,
oh my god,
maybe it's a fact.
I do agree with Small. Certain things that we consider facts have changed over time.
So is the Earth being flat a fact 2,000 years ago when everybody thought that? Was that a fact then?
It was a fact.
It was a fact then.
It was a fact, and until it was proven incorrect, then it no longer became a fact. That's what y'all saying.
That is correct.
Then the fact changed. The fact of the matter is,
I feel like a fact has an undeniable truth once you get the technology to understand it. Or
I feel like a fact.
I'm not gonna say it's undeniable. I'm not gonna say undeniable. I'm just gonna say.
But it's like if you have a wrong fact, then it was never a fact. It was just wrong.
It's just because a fact is wrong doesn't make it an opinion.
I feel like we're having another is water wet conversation.
We're going over semantics of the word fact. I mean, it depends on how you want to look at it. Like, was it ever a fact? It was not true. I don't know.
Facts. I feel like facts can change. For example, if you say the sun rises in the east, somebody can say that's not a fact because the Earth rotates around the sun and the sun doesn't rise at all. Matter of fact, compared to the Earth, is stationary. Mm-hmm. So the sun doesn't move, so it doesn't rise, buddy. So it's not a fact. But I mean, come on.
Well, yeah, you just proved it wrong.
But I don't think I proved it wrong. I think it's somehow has to do with perspective too.
Perspective. Oh, everything gives back to perspective.
I mean, I'm sorry, but
I had a teacher used to tell me that all the time.
It comes back to perspective, and you have to look at the perspective of people in history and the perspective of people's, biases,
right?
To analyze facts.
I mean, perspective, but I know what you're saying, and there's some truth to that. But I kind of, in the end, I think facts do prevail. Like, for example, I don't remember who was the person that came out with the idea. Was it Copernicus about the Earth not being the center of the universe or whatever, the solar system?
Sure.
Someone said.
I think it was Copernicus. But at the time, they were vilified. They were ridiculed, right? But you know what? Maybe there's some truth to what you're saying because he was ridiculed for that belief, and as technology improved to the point that we have microscopes
Yeah.
Look at the
we
way
can
you're talking
see.
about it, though. He was ridiculed for that belief. He was ridiculed for that opinion. At the time, that was an opinion. Now it's a fact.
God damn it. That's a good question.
Opinions can evolve to facts, and facts can evolve to opinions.
Exactly. It's like a Pokemon.
But
oh my gosh.
I think when we say that facts matters, I think that we can't just assume that because something is like our opinions cannot be challenged. Basically, we can't accept that. We can't accept. Well, shit. I don't want to use the fact in my sentence, but what I'm trying to say is that we can't assume that all our opinions are facts. No, I disagree.
So when something comes along that validates your opinion, you assume that it's a fact. Right? Is that what you're trying to say?
I mean, the validation is correct.
If the validation is correct.
Well, a lot of people do that, and that's a classic Jussie Smollett. People say, well, yeah, there are racists and there are homophobes, so it seems like it's a fact that man was persecuted in the street.
No, but that's not a good argument. That's not a good. That's not a good argument.
I mean, it's not a fact until they prove it, right?
I mean, yes,
like
there are people.
Evidence or
there
like
are
a trial.
There are racists who do those type of crimes, but in this instance, it wasn't. The argument is not. The argument is not because there are people who do it. They did it this time. This time they did it. I mean, that's a bad argument. I'm
happy that the facts prevailed. I'm happy that the facts prevailed in that case, but they don't prevail in a lot of cases. And people just go on believing what they want to believe.
That is
so
also
for that
true.
For that reason, I say facts do not matter in 2019.
Yeah, they don't.
You know what?
Sometimes I don't know. It's sometimes they do.
I'm not gonna say they don't matter in 2019.
I mean, it mattered in the R. Kelly case.
Yeah, but let's just say
despite what
they're
you think
starting
of
to matter. They're starting to matter.
The facts are starting to matter.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think.
But I think beliefs are more facts. If you have
beliefs are more powerful than facts. I agree.
If you have a belief, facts can't change that. There's nothing that you can do.
That's true.
You have a belief. Facts.
That's true.
Okay, that's factual. That's factual.
The word. I'm never gonna use the word fact again after.
Oh my god,
man.
Yeah,
that was a good question.
Yeah, that was a
good question.
I don't even. Yes.
Leave it at that. I think they're starting to matter.
You think it's starting to matter?
I think now that people are having more access to technology and they're being better, they're educating themselves better about what's going on in the world. Now, certain ideas that were kind of unchallenged, we're not starting to.
Facts, man.
Listen, I know we were just about to wrap up, but I disagree. Listen, you could find, if you have a belief right now, you can find on the internet somewhere where your beliefs are being validated with so-called facts.
No, but
so I think facts matter.
You're speaking on the micro scale. I'm speaking on the macro scale.
Are they facts or are they fallacies?
I think if you listen, if you want to believe that the Earth is flat right now, you can go to a website where it says these are the reasons.
Yeah, but at that point, like that's on the micro scale. I'm talking about like on the macro scale. Like we're talking about like. I think you mentioned it before about like certain court cases and stuff like that. We're kind of being more aware of how certain institutions work. I feel like on the macro scale, facts are starting to matter more because now people become aware of what's going on. Before, you weren't aware of what's going on because you didn't have access to information or quote unquote facts. But now that you have more access to information, now we're not just accepting everything presented to us as facts.
Okay,
we kind of just do our little analysis and then we will go on from there.
Mm-hmm.
The
Wait,
analysis is key.
Yeah, not you got.
Yeah. But does context matter? It's like, no, I'm playing. Well, we're not gonna get into context.
Yeah, please.
Let's not get into that. But anything else y'all want to say about it? Anything else y'all got to say about the topic before we wrap this up?
No,
that was a good ass conversation, man. That was a good question.
Fact.
Yeah,
I don't have what to say.
that's a fact. All right, man.
I'll be thinking about this after
that's
the
food for
podcast.
thought, man. All right, man. That's the No Moose podcast, man. We available on YouTube, man.
Spotify,
through iTunes,
Worldstar,
Anchor. we got an IG page. I think we're on Pocket Podcast, man. I think we're on Stitcher. Honestly, we're on one everywhere, man. Just hit up the link. Tell us what you think about the podcast. You know what I mean? That's what it is, man. It's no moves. We ain't got no moves. So let me
special shout out to our friend Smalls.
All right, Smalls, you got the floor. Let me get your closing statements for the podcast.
Closing statements, man.
This is Kai, aka Kai is the limit.
Oh gosh.
Facts don't matter in 2019.
Oh my god.
Find me on Insta at Small Wonder. And I'll see you next time.
All right.
I bet. All right.
Oh man. All I gotta say is, man, it's episode 5, man. Shoot, and we gonna keep on going. We gonna
rocking, man.
You know what I mean? We gonna keep on rocking with it. If you like the podcast, man, you know what I mean? Share it with a friend.
Man. Share with a friend.
Share it with a friend, man. Just hit that share button, man. Send it to everybody you know. That's what we about to do.
That's what we do. The No Moose podcast, man.
That's the No Moose podcast, man. Misha, anything else you want to say?
Nah, man.
All right, man. That's the No Moose.
You want to hear anything else? You better tune into the next episode. That's what you're gonna do.
Here, that's a fact. Here. All right, man. That's the No Moose podcast, and we are out. Peace.